honey.
Alright, we're just shooting the shit. Oh, now we have another player.
Well, hello, everybody.
Hello.
How are you feeling, hun?
How are you feeling? We are live now. I did just post
I'm
live,
alright.
by the way.
Yeah, I'm alive.
Alright, you're alive. And
Okay,
we're
good.
I'm
live.
alive.
We're live and alive. Enjoy it, friends.
Hi,
So,
Coas.
I don't know if I put this
How's
on
it going,
wrong,
man?
or if my head is fatter now, but this fucking chainmail hood feels really tight.
It was that compliment I gave you earlier. You got a big head from it.
That's fair. I do love a good compliment. I'm in here. Oh, coffee, thank you.
You're welcome.
Also had 2 Red Bulls today.
Mmm.
Careful.
It is hot.
I think I'm not signed in.
Okay, I'm gonna be clean. You good here?
There we go.
Yeah, I'll be good here. Thank you.
You got the baby?
Yeah.
Okay. You just let me know when she wakes up, okay?
Yeah, I can do that. Alright, so we're just waiting in for... Oh, Ghost is here. Okay. This might be everyone tonight. Rain might show
Yeah.
up later. We will have to wait and
I
find
hope
out.
so.
I hope so as well. That's being...
Oh, we gotta go back to Talamandor's bounty, I forgot. And Rain's the only one that's ever been here.
I mean,
Cetus has been here briefly.
once.
Okay, well...
Where she
To try and
shit-talked-
just dissect.
Yeah, she
one of the-
shit-talked the clerics and tried to dissect Triton.
Well...
To be fair, she asked nicely.
She
did ask
totally
nicely.
asked, yep.
Alright, well, just a quick
And then
recap.
people were like, hey, probably no. And she was like, alright, fine, no. Whatever, God.
Where we last
He's
left
not using it
off,
anymore.
You guys managed to have a talk with Auburn the Lich, and were able to determine that Akimua, the Veiled Master that's kind of put all this stuff in motion the entire time you've been playing, has set up on an island just south of Ancorado, which is where the human colony of Talmandor's bounty is. The Lich told you he would like if you guys could kill him and retrieve his phylactery, because otherwise he's kind of powerless to stop the Veiled Master. You know the Veiled Master has gathered a large force of various underwater creatures like merfolk, Skoom, even the Plankta Ruinquake is here, somewhere beneath the waves. And you know his ultimate goal now is that he is looking for Spindle Solutions' Compass facility. Now, the Compass facility is an ancient laboratory where Azlanti scientists worked on doomsday weapons. None of them ended up being used, as before they could be used to combat the Aboleth threat, Earthfall happened, and the Aboleths kind of took everyone else out of the equation.
I mean, why wouldn't you work on doomsday devices?
As one does.
I
Just need a
mean,
few.
yeah.
Everyone
yeah.
needs a hobby.
You know what? I think that's what Cetus is gonna take up next after this is all done.
Yeah, we know.
Hey, can you please be nice to me?
Alright.
I am nice to you.
No, you're not.
So with that,
You're not.
you guys have about a week of preparatory time here.
Oh, a week?
Or whatever I said last time. Was it not a week?
It's a week.
I'll take a week.
I'm pretty sure I said a week.
I think you said 3 days last time.
Shut up.
Alright.
It's a
But
week.
I'll take a week.
Yeah,
You know
let's
what?
take a week.
Let's split the
This will
difference.
be fun.
No, okay, we'll do a week.
What?
I'm fine with a week. So, Ramona's here. You got all your other like little side NPCs. Some names around town. There's like Alba Divinvar is the local alchemist. Aerocles, the Cyclops. Anya is the hunter. Carver Hastings is that old Pathfinder you guys rescued. There are 2 clerics. Curvis is the cleric of Abadar, and Aemon is the cleric of Aristil, both here. Blacksmith, mapmaker and surveyor, a scholar, and of course Ramona, the expedition leader.
Okay. So we're still trying to get that Clockwork Leviathan up and running, right?
Yes.
Are we gonna try and have Cetus and Terran work together to actually enchant it? Because I don't think that the necklace is going to work on it specifically because it's incorrectly sized.
Roger.
Yeah, I don't know how to go about the whole crafting part. I have the trait for it and the ability,
Right?
but the enchanting I can't do. I can fix it up real good.
Okay, so we've got the
So
put
you
together
have
Clockwork Mage.
you have two
We've
mages
got-
and two like muscly clockwork soldiers.
And then the 4 that Cetus blew up earlier. We're gonna try and fix those 2.
Mm-hmm.
She said she was taking them. And
Yes,
she
yes.
did.
All right. So
So we've got our work cut out for us.
you do indeed. Before you guys get into those days of downtime, however, Ramona does approach the lobby. She's like, "All right, listen, we can make preparations as best we can, but we only have a few soldiers here, and we should be on guard because I assume that they will send agents to try to stop us before they launch a full assault. The town is with you all. What do you need from us?"
Oh, from you at this point, I'm unsure. Just having your people prepare for this potential assault is ideal. We might be able to leave some of these construct mages behind if we can get them fixed up, or one of our other constructs that we have available. But our resources, I think, over the next while are going to be geared towards helping us build a proper force to take them out, but also importantly help build a force to help stay and help you guys as well that are staying here.
Fair enough. There might be some spare blacksmithing tools in the forge. I'm sure Lutwin would be more than happy to provide. If you guys remember Lutwin, it's this bad boy over here.
Oh dear.
He looks like he should be a bad guy in Street Fighter.
Yeah, for real. He's got that mustache.
Yeah.
In terms of magical assistance, we don't have much at the moment. Really, the only casters here are Aemon and Curvis. So, Aemon is the Aristal cleric, and Curvis is the Avatar cleric. Mr. Bowl-Cut, if you remember him.
Yep.
Aren't those the ones that were specifically stated to be no homo?
I believe they did tell you that they just lived together and they weren't dating.
Missed opportunity.
Well, not everyone can be shipped, unfortunately. Alright.
Oh, that's where you're wrong.
Yeah, I know, the internet would prove me wrong in that regard.
But
Alright.
as far as assistance for us in these constructs, unless anyone has that skill, I don't know how much use they will be to what I will be working on, but I don't know what anyone else has going for them or preparations such as Maris. I'll have Cetus help me with this enchanting,
Well, you would know
one of my guys, but
in terms of the resources, on the most recent ship from the Bountiful Venture Company, they dropped off 6 new veteran soldiers, Bountiful Venture soldiers. So that's another thing you have going for you.
see, now the question is, how much do we leave behind? How much do we take with us?
That's up to you.
Because if we take too little, then it doesn't matter how many we leave back here. They're all going to die anyways because they'll get the Doomsday device.
Could we just send them packing?
Send who packing?
The whole lot of them? Would they just leave until everything's settled? Would
Like
that?
everyone in the colony?
Yeah.
Where would you send them? There's no. They don't have a ship right now. The ship only
We
comes
could
every 6
summon
weeks.
one. We'll put them on the Orca.
How
Doesn't
long
matter where the Orca is. I think it's a day per level. And it can be re-upped with a casting.
Okay. If that's your plan, you could try to convince Ramona.
Either that or we could just cast, like, Mage's Magnificent Mansion and hide them somewhere. That would be
Who
a
has
tight
that
fit.
spell?
Me?
And how long does Mage's Magnificent Mansion last?
I feel like I've prepared it today.
Is that also
Nope,
days
I
per
prepared
level?
Banishment today. I think it's hours?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is an hours per level spell.
Okay.
2 hours per level.
2 hours per level. Okay.
This would probably be something... Fuck. That wouldn't work then, would it?
No. But in order to consolidate resources and individuals, we could send everyone to that tower that we saw.
The busted one?
The one with the orrery in it?
The one that was on the island. It was like one of the first things we did.
So,
Yuri's first character died there.
does Rain know about that?
Rain would know about that. That was
Rain
one of the
would.
towers.
Okay.
Rain would know about that. It does have a lot of magical properties to it, especially when it comes to crafting constructs. They even have like a construct repair room,
Okay, give me one
I
sec.
believe, where you can put the constructs in it, and it fixes them for you.
Alright.
That's cool.
And on top of that, it is a magical tower, so it'd be easier to defend than a beachhead. Just thinking out loud for logistical purposes, if I was going to have them defend an area, it would be that tower versus here.
Could we get the apparatus of the crab? Could we make
Oh
that a
yeah, where is that
piece?
thing? I forgot where that thing is.
You guys
It's
left
with
it
your
on a.
sis's mom.
You left it with your sis's mom to be examined. Okay,
I
so
forgot about that thing.
hold on. I'm just going all the way back to book 1.
Yeah.
That was the it's another research station from Spindle Solutions. It's called the Spindle Lock.
That sounds right. Ish.
It would have it would be hard to fit everyone in there. It's 3 floors. Each floor is about 30 feet across, and there are almost 300 colonists.
Yeah. That
So-
wouldn't be very comfortable.
I don't think there's even enough squares for all of them, including walls and stuff.
All right.
Okay. Crazy
Well, they're just
idea.
fucked. I care little
What
for
if we-
landwalkers, anyways.
What if we took them to, the Crypt of the Wave Walker?
Okay, hold on. How big is the crypt? I mean, the crypt's not that big.
And I don't know if we completely cleared that island.
You did not.
Oh, we did not. We did
Yeah.
not. We missed like
You
80%
knew
of it, I
of
think.
specifically a few different locations that you purposely didn't go to.
Yeah. I do remember the shipwreck crab.
Yes, there was a giant shipwrecker crab, kind of patrolling the island.
What about Maris? What is Maris thinking?
Hello?
What was that? I missed about the last 15 minutes. Sorry.
Oh my god, it's okay. We're talking about what we should do. Like, if we should move the settlers to a different location that would be more defensible, if we should just send them on a ship, to fuck off until everything's handled,
Or just let them
or
fight
just.
their own battles.
I think sending them away is better than letting them just get murdered.
Yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking. You said there were 300?
Approximately. I believe it's a little over now.
So I could do some teleports, and I could just shove a bunch of them into the portable hole.
Portable hole doesn't have air.
Thought that it had air for like 10 minutes.
Oh, maybe it does.
That might be the bag. That might be the bag of holding. Or the bag of wonders.
The bag of wonders.
The only air in the portable hole is the air when it was open and then closed. There is enough air supply for one medium creature for 10 minutes.
Okay. So that would be a.
So I guess
How
that would
many-
be 10 for 1 minute.
Okay, well, I probably wouldn't need a whole minute. I'd probably only need like 10 seconds. Or 12. 12 seconds.
Fair enough, fair enough.
And they can hold their breath. They won't
Wait,
start
Wait,
dying
what do you
immediately.
time out?
That is true.
What is your plan with the portable hole? Because I also plan on taking that with us, by the way.
Oh, that would just be used as transportation.
And where did you want to transport them
So
to?
I can carry a bunch of them. I
Oh,
don't know.
gotcha.
This was just an option.
Okay. That's fine. I was just curious.
This is all theoretical.
You guys didn't go. I'm just looking through the maps you guys have visited.
I mean, in theory, Cetus could just take them all to Irison. I don't know if they'd be thrilled about that.
How far is Irison from here?
But only once there and back.
Okay.
Because she was already planning on going to Irison.
Yeah.
Also, Ben,
Yes.
can I get you to look at something? Because I have had the darndest trouble picking out if this is actually Pathfinder content and not third party.
Yeah, sure.
Teleport, greater. It is on the teleport page. I did not see any like third party book mentioned underneath it, but I cannot find it in Hero Lab, which makes me sus.
It's on Archive of Nethys, which is the official one, so it's official.
Okay, cool.
Does it do the following? The spell functions like teleport, except there's no range limit and there's no chance you arrive off target. In addition, you need not have seen the destination, but in that case, you must have at least a reliable description of the place before teleporting. If you attempt to teleport with insufficient information or misleading information, you disappear and simply reappear in the original location. Interplanar travel is not possible.
Oh, there it is. Oh, it was right there.
You're fine.
Man.
So yeah, it is official. Looks like it was. Oh yeah, it's core rulebook. Totally good.
Awesome. Cool. That's all I wanted to know.
All right.
Because I completely intend on removing Summer from the material plane.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So let's gotta come up with a schedule here. So like first few days, are you immediately going to move people the first few days? What's your moves here? You got 7 days to work with.
All right,
Oh.
so for Terran, I'll start off with Terran because it's pretty simple. First things first is getting that construct fixed, which probably would take the first day.
The Leviathan?
The Leviathan, correct.
Okay.
Then after the Leviathan, then he'd probably go on to the mages that fucked
Yeah.
up.
Okay. Just double checking the.
And they still have the wands in them, right?
So you took all 4, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry,
Threw their
I
broken
have like
parts in with the
legit,
rest.
like, all of the books up right now.
I'm very sorry.
No, you're fine. Okay,
Well,
so
just
there was.
Just be glad that Sin didn't keep his crab people.
Okay, so there was
Crab
2
people?
evocation mages that were broken.
Okay.
Um,
One was necromancy.
one was
I know.
necromancy and one was abjuration. So you have an
Okay.
abjurer, a necromancer, and 2 evokers. In addition, he provided you 2 clockwork golems, that are the big buff ones, and 2 functioning wizards. I mean, honestly, you just want to roll a d7, see what the 2 ones he added were.
Sure.
You go ahead and do that.
Okay, do a 2d7.
Make...
Because you can't make a diviner one for some reason. It's not a thing that exists.
You can't make a divination one?
Apparently not.
Uh.
Okay, so you have a transmuter clockwork mage and a conjuration clockwork mage.
Okay, so is one like... Does it summon stuff?
It can do... These are improved ones, so this one could do summon monster 2 or 3, I believe. Cast web, stinking cloud, glitter dust, and grease.
That'll be useful. I can't wait to play like 7 different spellcasters.
Jesus
That'll
Christ.
be great.
And then... Okay, hold on. I'm just going to write in chat so we can keep track of what we have. So we have a conjurer, necromancer, abjurer, 2 evokers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and what was the last one?
2
A
golems.
transmuter.
Oh, that one.
So those are all your clockwork mages, and then 2 clockwork golems on top of that. In terms of... So you're trying to repair the other one first, correct?
Correct.
The Leviathan.
This is the one that I removed the ghost metal from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Leviathan.
Yeah. Ooh.
So I had them working.
We have found something out.
Yes.
I was talking about this with Ben. We can change who that syncs to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like looking through their face.
Yeah.
I believe we
Unfortunately,
said
it
it
would
was,
have to be a spellcaster.
have to be a spellcaster. I would say since you have 7 days, you can just take 20 on that spellcraft check to understand his like modified enter image spell.
Okay. And that's 1 level higher, right?
Yes, his modified enter image. Let me see. So the regular enter image spell is caster. It's a 3rd level spell. Oh, it's 2 higher. Okay. Instead of a 3rd level spell, it is a 5th level spell. But instead of the range
thing.
being like 50 feet per level, it's like 2 miles per level, I believe. Easily enough that you could send it to the other island and still see through it.
Okay, we could do reconnaissance that way.
Okay.
If
I
that
don't
would
know
be-
about that. It's a big Leviathan.
It could be one of the
I-
mages.
It could also be one of the clockwork mages.
Mages, I think, might be a little bit better if they can sneak through. But
So
yeah,
they're not the most
if
sneaky
we-
right now, but you can, you can craft modifications onto a clockwork machine essentially, and you would make a crafting check to kind of redo its skill points to focus more on stealth.
Okay.
And that would be a. Sorry, there's a lot of layers to making constructs.
We should have done this off stream.
Okay. But yeah, basically you would just make the like craft construct check. And if you beat the requisite DC, you could redistribute its skill points. Just to kind of make it ease of access, I can redistribute it on my end, so you know like what the best stealth is, and I can just roll for them.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay. So I think that would be all Terran.
Okay. So it looks like while you're crafting this, you need an 8-hour period to modify or repair a construct. So each construct you do, you basically could repair like one a day during like a work day.
Would make whole change that number?
Let me just,
Damn you, infinite world of Pathfinder, and all these options of preparing for a great, huge battle.
Yeah, mess, isn't it?
Make
So much for
whole
one-on-one.
repairs 5d6 points of damage per caster level. It can also fix destroyed magic items. When it's used on a construct creature, the spell bypasses any immunity to magic, as if the spell did not allow spell resistance. Well, it is technically destroyed magic items, so I feel like it would just restore it. Do you have Make Whole?
All right. I do.
Okay, so you would need 5 castings of Make Whole. We'll say 6, because the Leviathan's so fucking big.
Okay, well I've got 6 level 2 spells left.
Okay, so first day, you could repair them.
That would take me, what, an hour?
About an hour, I believe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's a 10-minute casting time.
As you guys build up your forces, I'm just gonna... You guys already have the Scoom working for you. Presumably, these NPCs over here are gonna protect the colonists. I'm gonna drag them to the side. This area around you guys is gonna be where we amass your forces. So, with those 4 repaired, you have... you now have 6 clockwork mages.
Okay. Hey, Coas, can clerics cast Enter Image?
I don't believe so.
Darn it. What's his UMD like? Maris. We could maybe get a wand or something?
Clerics can cast Enter Image.
Oh,
Oh, can they?
It's
Nice.
a cleric,
Yeah.
medium, mesmerist, psychic, wizard, sorcerer.
okay. So, whenever Ben and I talked about this earlier, it was Enter Image, and he has, Oberon? Yeah.
Yeah,
The drowned
Auburn.
dude. He has, like, etched his likeness into the back of the faceplate, right?
Mhm.
Do you want to do 3 and 3? So that you can have some spies with you? Or do you want none? Do you want just one? You could have all of them if you wanted.
Whatever ones you don't want. I'll take a couple, at least.
Okay, yeah. So there's 2 evokers, so 1 each. I assume you're not going to want the necromancer. I'll take an evoker, the necromancer. Conjurer, do you want an
Just a
evoker, a
fucking
transmuter, and an abjurer? And then one of the behemoth men's?
Okay, so
Horrible
these are like his
things.
special clockwork automatons, clockwork golems, Leviathan on the left here.
Although there's no way that this guy would be on land. He'd have to be built in the water.
Oh, the Leviathan?
Yeah, he's way
Yeah,
too
yeah.
big.
This is just for fucking... So we can keep track of what forces you've assembled.
Leviathan is still in my hole still.
Don't say it like that.
So...
He's in the hole.
Inevitables
the
with
hole
you.
is
Not
much
my
better.
hole, the
4
hole.
Scoom.
Yes, thank you.
Including Bim, Glim, Tim, and Rimothy.
I hate this. Look at all of the pets we have.
I know, and I'm telling you, you weren't here for the crab people, but they were pretty beastly. Got a whole plan set out, but just didn't ever get back to raising them, so they're just wild beasts if they survive.
Yeah, they're just fucking wild.
big sad.
All right.
Yeah,
So day one,
he was gonna be crab people,
you can
Mama.
repair these guys. It is gonna take some time to like etch your likeness into these people, though.
What about Arcane Mark? Would that work? I'm
I
pretty sure
would
that's just a cantrip.
say it is just a cantrip. I'm gonna say you could make a spellcraft check while casting the cantrip, seeing as you are a powerful caster now, to try to modify that spell on the fly.
Okay. What are we gonna do for Maris then?
I mean, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be you carving the image in it.
Okay.
So I guess that would be. Are you doing it on just the mages, the golems, or what?
The mages, the golems, I imagine that Terran isn't going to want to put the clockwork thing back into the Leviathan, just for one of us to control.
Okay. So make.
Is that right?
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay, yeah, this is your pet.
Just doing some math. Matter how long this would take. I think you could, with like, basically what's happening is you're using the arcane mark to like slowly make a series of marks around it to make this image. I think you could get 3 done a day. So you need 3 spellcraft checks.
Mark off all of my make whole.
So that would take you 3 days of doing that. If everything goes perfectly.
Okay. Is that spellcraft?
Spellcraft, yes.
Okay.
Okay, success. Success. You're looking at, you just need a higher than a 25, so pretty hard to fail.
Okay.
Alright, so first day, you get that first row of clockwork mages done.
Okay. And would I have had like an hour after that or something that I could move my daughter to Elysium?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna mark off a point because I need to switch up my
Okay.
do.
And while Cetus is etching, I don't know how many of them you want to make stealthy, but you're gonna need to make checks as Terran to rebuild their specs to make them stealthier. There are
Not
also
a problem.
additional modifications you can put on stuff. Like you can modify a clockwork construct's speed, resistances, senses, spell-like abilities. You could give it an alarm spell. You could
Ooh, alarm spell would be really good.
have it make shelters for you. You can put storage space in it. You can mind link it to yourself. You can make it so that it does self-repairs. And you can make... you can give it a self-destruct feature.
I think for us, the biggest thing right now that we're working towards is the stealth. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong.
We could have these guys be sentries.
Yeah, I think that's what your goal was, to use them as like spies and stuff.
So it does cost some gold. To give each one an alarm spell that links to you guys is 250 per alarm spell on the construct.
So do you need craft rolls or something?
Yeah, those are all craft construct checks, which I believe is craft clockwork is the requisite skill.
Okay. I'll mark off the 750 from my 3.
Okay. What 3 are yours, Cetus? I'm gonna put. Okay, that's a success. You just need it over a 20 for alarm.
The necromancer, the conjurer, and one of the evokers.
Okay.
I think. I know that I mentioned that. Did we ever agree on that, Coas?
That's fine. Sounds
Okay.
good to me.
So you'll have to try again the next day on another one. But you do have the necromancer and the conjurer both have with the eye symbols. That means they have the alarm.
Would that be another 250 then? Because I can just go ahead and mark that off.
It would be another 250 if you want to retry it. Yeah.
All right. Is that okay with you, Taryn?
Yeah, I don't mind at all.
Okay.
All right.
Give me another roll then. Mark down another 250. Okay, that's a success.
Delightful.
So half of the mages now have an alarm spell on them.
I have a feeling that will be helpful for us. We stationed them at like waypoints and whatnot.
So with the amount of stuff, have you done your etchings yet? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's we've basically done like 3.5 days worth of stuff. So during that fourth day, Cetus, would be when you would go to Telesentry.
Go to Telesentry?
Not Telesentry, sorry, Irison.
Irison. Yeah. Okay, and I would have to spend the night in Elysium, because I can only cast Greater Teleport and then Plane Shift.
Gotcha.
And then I would have to teleport because... Oh, I was thinking, and then I stopped. I would have to teleport because of the distance discrepancy, because Plane Shift is not very accurate.
Okay, I got you.
Also, how much does Yutpen usually make for doing a job?
For an assassination job?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I haven't talked much as Yutpen yet because I'm just building out this your guys' stuff.
Yeah, we're just working through everything.
I mean, it would depend on how high value the target is.
Okay. How much do you suppose he would charge for what he's helped us do thus far?
Normally, if this was a job that he'd been hired for, probably like 10,000 gold pieces.
Gonna give him that much then.
Would he exchange gold in exchange for a hug from Taryn?
A what?
A hug.
Why would he want a
Taryn
hug?
gives... Because I give really good hugs, and he doesn't get hugs a lot. He's an assassin. That might have some value to him. I don't know. I don't judge.
Okay.
This is a safe place.
Well, if we're, you know what? Never mind.
Well, first of all,
Don't go there. I know where you're going with
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Do not
yeah,
go
I
there.
know. Yeah, I know. As soon as I started saying it, I was like, you know what? I'm not today, Satan. Not today.
Cetus, you don't have to pay me.
I assure you that I do. After all the stupid bullshit that I put you through. Yes, I do.
All right. Thank you then. I appreciate the money.
What are friends for? I also have this, and I'm gonna give him the Slayer's robes.
He like takes the cloth out of your hands. It's like this ragged brown cloak. Slings it over his shoulders. As he feels the magic, this is tailored for me and my skill set.
Precisely.
Huh. Well, thank you. This is most helpful. Listen, Cetus, I know you are getting ready for magical travel, but do you remember when your muscles were weakened and atrophied from that cloud of ink poison?
Yeah, that sucked. What's up?
It did suck. However, you gave me many things to hold, and I did not realize what they all were.
Did you drop my pot?
No, he like turns around and you see like your iron pot is still just like strapped to the back of his armor. No, I still have the pot. It's really not that heavy for me. It's fine.
Awesome, and she grabs it and lifts it up over her head, and she's wobbling because she's still weak. This is a family heirloom. And then she sets it down.
The pot is a family... You know what? Be that as it may. He reaches under his cloak and pulls out your journal.
Bet you didn't.
I thought at first that it was an arcane tome, and while I have skills of my own, I've always wondered if perhaps the magical and arcane arts would help a man of my trade. I admit, however, that...
Snatches the journal from him and shoves her spell book into his hands. You can read that.
He kind of scratches behind his ears. Thank you, but
She doesn't look thrilled.
I was hoping that when you come back, we could talk. I'm sorry for the invasion.
I
of your
think you know
privacy.
everything you need to know.
Knowing something is one thing.
And she
Hearing
turns
it is
and
another.
walks away.
He goes the other way. All right.
She's just gonna keep on working on the things.
All right, and got that. All right. So, is there anything else, Maris? Is there anything else you want to do during this preparatory time? This is the first 3 days, and then we'll do Cetus teleporting away.
Nope, I would just help out with everything.
All right, Rain is just going to be like martial training as much as he can out in the woods. All right, so...
Could I talk to Taryn?
Yep, go ahead. Be my guest.
As we're working on the machines, Cetus is going to say, you know, Taryn, your brother asked me to help look out for you, and I've done a particularly good job. You're alive, yes, but so much stupid bullshit has happened.
Well, I don't disagree, but it's been nothing short of entertaining.
I suppose the long and short of what I'm trying to get at is I am going to be taking my daughter to Elysium to keep her safe until either we have handled this threat or the world is no more. That is where Triton's soul is, and I wanted to know if you wanted to come with me. I know that you didn't get to say goodbye.
So you've spoken to him about me before, so he knows where I'm at?
I've talked to him a few times since his unfortunate passing, yes. He knows you're here, he knows that you're with me. I think that he's glad that he's only seen me die and not you.
Oh, that's when you've spoken to him.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 times too many, actually. And, whenever I do have the spells left over, I don't use all my spells a day, every day. After I've sent a message to Summer, I will occasionally have correspondence with him.
Well, I only have one question. Is he happy? Does he regret anything?
I don't know. He seemed more relaxed, that's for sure. Then again, after
You know
you've
what?
died, really, you can't have a worse day.
Well, I appreciate the invite, and it's something that's hard to turn down. I don't think it's quite right. I don't think it's my time to see him yet. When it's my turn to cross the barrier, I'm sure he'll be there waiting for me.
Well, with love, Taryn.
Just let him
I
know I
hope
got
that it's a
Seth
while.
back.
I can do that. I can do that for you.
All right.
And I gotta talk to Maris too.
Go for it.
Maris, do you want to go see Triton, the guy you didn't meet?
Not about Triton!
Everything's
Ah.
about Triton.
Nothing's about Triton anymore, because he's dead.
Oof. Ain't that the truth?
And, we don't have to roleplay this if you don't want to, Kois, but she's basically going to broach the topic of the necromancy that's been happening back and forth between, the times spent together, just the talk about being a lich and everything. Just a general reassurance that she's not going to stab everybody in the back and try to take their bodies and turn them into undead.
What do you want to do? You want to try to roleplay this out?
Oh, do you want to? Do you want to?
I
Yeah.
will.
Okay.
Sweet. Hell yeah.
This makes me excited.
And she hasn't talked to Maris as much as she's talked to the other people, so she's just sort of gonna awkwardly come up. If he's like, is he like sitting down? Because if so, she's gonna sit down maybe just a little bit farther away than she needs to. She's going to say, so how about that Lich Tower?
It was quite interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, you
You seemed very at home there.
yeah, and you seemed very, very upset about it.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't happy.
That's understandable. I do hope that you know that I'm not going to disrespect any dead that I come across. I've, for the most part, given that up. Especially in terms of necromancy. And I'm not actively trying to be a lich anymore. I think there's a lot to be learned from Oberon, but you know, the greatest wizards achieve immortality not through becoming a sham of an undead. And I know that you're all about the sanctity of life. I'm sorry if finding out that I was going to be a lich at one point in time upset you. I imagine it didn't make me easy to trust.
The fact that you wanted to be a lich doesn't upset me. It's the fact that you still seem like you're interested in becoming a lich. Or at least following some kind of path.
It's the easy way out, really. Gaining knowledge takes time. Being able to teach takes time, and having the capacity to be able to distribute knowledge for the rest of time, that seems too good to be true. And I just worry that I'm not good enough to be able to withstand the test of time without it. I'm not going to actively seek it. It's ruined Oberon. And between you and me, that inevitable that we met scares the shit out of me.
Ooh, me. Fucking jumps out from behind the bush.
I believe. I want to believe that you don't want to follow this path. I just hope that I didn't make a mistake by bringing you back. Just please don't make me regret that.
I appreciate your honesty in that. And, Cetus is going to open up her spell book. She's going to, not the one that Yutpen has. Yutpen has her travel one.
Okay.
This big, grand spell book. And she flips through it, and there's a few pages with necromantic spells on it. And she very meaningfully rips them out and shreds them.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate it. It seems like a good step in the right direction.
I would be remiss if I let you down, Maris. Shockingly enough, though I'm sure you're not my biggest fan, I do appreciate you. You have helped to keep this group safe and alive, which is more than I can do.
You do your part, and I try to do mine. And I'm not gonna lie, it was hard at first to... You were an odd group. You fought amongst each other, you killed one another.
I hated that too.
It's
believe
been
me.
an interesting journey.
Yeah. We're talking about Rain, right?
I mean, I've seen Taryn also kill people.
Yeah,
I mean,
remember when I got
I'm pretty
confused
sure
spell?
that one was magical compulsion. Speaking of magical compulsion, magical confusion, I'm very sorry that I had to leave you behind in the Lich Tower. I didn't know what else to do.
Sometimes maybe you should try to believe in everyone else and not try to solve all the problems yourself.
That's more faith than I have, my friend. I guess that's why I'm not a cleric. Anyway, I am going
Don't let me.
to
Don't make me
head out.
regret it.
I am going to head out. I need to handle my affairs with my child. You don't happen to want to come to Erison, do you?
How long is it going to be?
There, probably maybe an hour or two. After that, the night would be spent in Elysium. A lovely place.
No, I think I'll stay here and continuing on preparations. I appreciate the offer, though.
Thank you for your time, Maris. And I hope that you can have faith in me to not become a monster like Alberon. And she's gonna give him a kiss right on the cheek and then go.
All right. A swirl of magical energy. You teleport across the whole inner sea region up north to Irison. And you're going to your parents' house to...
Yeah.
Okay.
Summer is currently with her grandparents.
And you see their house there ahead of you in the waters. What do you do as you approach?
I imagine that Summer's already been, briefed on what's happening, so they've probably been packing for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Cetus is going to just talk with them a little bit. This is definitely something that sounds less like a, oh, it's so good to see you and I'll be back soon. It sounds like a goodbye.
Do you think she would see
And
through that, Summer?
oh, Summer? Probably, but
Okay.
she's definitely her mother's daughter.
Okay.
So brave faces all around. Then she's going to go to Elysium. And is then gonna have to teleport to find Triton. I imagine that she's only seen this place once, so I'm gonna roll.
Yeah, I think she'd only seen it that
Actually,
one.
first and foremost, I'm gonna do scrying
Okay.
on
ahead.
Triton, so that maybe I can look at it again to run less of a risk of having a horrible arcane occurrence with my little baby in tow.
Okay. So
Scrying.
he would make. I mean, it's gonna be really hard for him to pass against your scry, I believe, because it's natural to resist the scrying, isn't it? Like your brain just does it.
It's a DC 20 will. Do you
And
have?
he's taking a penalty for. I'm just checking to see. Is Triton's thing in here still? No.
No.
That's
but
okay. I have an approximation.
Do have a possession of his. I have a bunch of possessions of his actually. I looted the shit out of his corpse.
Okay.
But I don't have a body part. I should have taken a lock of hair. That was a failure on my part.
Well, you still know what his likeness looks like.
Yeah.
Possessions. That's -6 to his will save. Where's my Azlant dice? There they are. Yeah, he would most certainly fail.
Alright, cool. And then I'm gonna... What would that make this? Would this be, This would be seen casually then, right?
I believe
Instead of
so.
viewed
I mean, you're like
once?
actively looking at it right now while you prepare the teleport.
Alright. So what would that be? Would that be seen casually or studied carefully then?
How long does scry last?
It's, hang on, I actually don't use scry all that much. 1 minute per level.
I would say that would count as studied carefully because you're literally like looking at this location you're teleporting to.
Right?
Yeah, that makes
So
sense
I
to
am
me.
aiming for 1 to 94.
All right, go ahead and roll your D100.
Okay, cool.
All right, that is a success. As you vanish in this like kind of thunderclap of pinkish light, and reappear with your daughter next to Triton.
And her parents.
And
She's taken everybody.
oh, and the parents. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
And the parents
Sorry.
appear as well.
This is gonna call out for Triton.
All right. Let's get a little bit of Triton art here. Triton appears back on the map.
Here's a pretty fish.
Is a pretty fish.
How do
Triton have anything to say?
Yeah, how does the pretty fish answer as he hears Sita's call?
Like she said, he's much more relaxed in this place. So he's probably going to look up, smile, see the resemblance clearly, and probably, like I said, with the smile, like, well, this is a wonderful surprise. I certainly hope not all of you have passed on to this realm at once.
Nope. It's the wonders of the arcane, Triton. We are all very much alive.
Well, welcome,
But,
welcome to Elysium.
there are some problems back on the material plane that I would rather not have my family there for.
Then let us, you and I, go for a swim. Get it? Because it's not a walk.
Alright, you want to talk? We can talk.
Did she not want to?
No, that's fine. That's fine. She's very happy. She's gonna go up and link arms with him and just very idly swim.
All right. Summer stays with the parents and kind of looking around this like glowingly, like idyllic, perfect stretch of ocean.
First time she's been in warm water.
Ooh, lovely and warm.
I once put one of my fish in warm water. He did not appreciate it.
Yeah, I bet. If these were actual fish and not people who are less,
Not people fish.
Yeah. If these were just actual fish and you took a fish from the Arctic and threw it into tropical water, it would die. It would die real fucking fast. It would die of shock.
Just
And
real
it would be
quick.
horrible.
Just real fucking quick.
But yeah, what's Triton want to say? Or are we just swimming?
Oh, I guess at this point, I mean, we don't have to roleplay this, but I'm assuming she probably just tells him about everything going on and why she wants her family here, and
Yeah.
he'd probably gladly accept that and accept the responsibility of watching after them for a little while, or
Alright.
potentially forever. Right?
Oh yeah, yeah, potentially forever.
Oof.
Well, worst case
Until
scenario,
they
you'll end
die.
up back here. Yeah, you'll end up back here one way or another. Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe.
At least until our cleric casts Destroy Evil on you.
Thetis is not evil.
I know she's not.
Be nice.
That's why I joke. But
So mean to me. Everybody's so mean to Thetis.
But yeah, the whole family I'm sure would be happy up there. And he would be more than happy to host them.
Alright, and she's gonna have to spend the night there because she only gets 2 level 7 spells a day.
Probably have a wonderful night sleeping in Elysium, to be honest.
I'm holding back quite a few jokes. Hang on.
Yep,
I gotta
I'm right
center
there with
myself.
you.
Yep.
Yep.
Just like, are they sleeping?
I wasn't even
It's
thinking
a good-
about
Of course you were.
that. I actually wasn't. I just more meant like it's probably fucking satisfying as fuck
Lovely.
to sleep in the afterlife.
Probably lovely there.
It's a lovely time of year in Elysium. You should come by.
Timeshares are available. Oh god.
Jesus.
And then she's gonna wake up in the morning. I'm gonna rest. Is that okay? Do you need to do anything with the other two? Are they gonna be attacked? Are they going to be attacked while she's just fucking around in Elysium?
You're doing this on the 4th day, right?
You can't ask that,
Yeah.
No.
but it's too late because Taryn will certainly scream something.
All right.
Well, what?
He'll scream if we get
Okay.
attacked and Cetus isn't here.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You know where Cetus went. This doesn't apply.
Dinner's ready.
Okay. No. Thank you, though. All right.
And,
Anything else you want to say to them before you pop off from Elysium?
Night's rest, she's going to hug her family goodbye, give her daughter a kiss right on the forehead. And she's going to do the same to Triton.
Alright.
And then she's gonna fuck right off.
This tender display vanishes in that same like burst of pink energy. All right, and then I assume greater teleport directly back to where you were,
It would be
or regular teleport.
it would be the it would be plane shift and then regular teleport.
Plane. Okay, gotcha. Plane shift then.
Yeah.
Regular.
Gonna roll.
I'd say it's the highest tier at this point. So.
All right, cool. But there's always the possibility.
Okay, you're good. You're good. As you make it back, though, so this is the dawn of the 5th day out of the 7.
Okay.
Ramona is going to approach you all, and she's like, "What? I know you were discussing how to send us away, but I worry that you're not going to be able to survive if we do that. This is an invasion of armies, and you're powerful, but there's only so many of you. The colonists are willing to fight. This is our home now. I'm confident that you could take the stronger things that we could not, but are you really going to waste your efforts and magic on the rank and file?"
If you're
Well-
going to argue for your right to die, then by all means.
The people here wouldn't have applied to the program, wouldn't have gone through the rigorous testing needed to come here if they weren't willing to fight for it. This is a new life, a new chance, a new place to strike up freedom. It's the Andorran way.
Sounds like you have your work cut out for you, Maris. By that, Cetus means there's going to be a lot of healing needed.
All right. So you have 2 days left to prep stuff. As the rest of the town, I believe way back in the previous books, I know the map doesn't show right now, but they put in money to improve the walls around here, so the walls around the actual central city are better. There are watchtowers erected at the corners. You see, like, the... Oh, goodness, I'm blanking on his name right now. Hastings, the Pathfinder, who is, like, the head soldier of the original group of guards that came to Talmandor's bounty, is, like, drilling a bunch of the new colonists with, like, pole arms, bows, things that, like, the regular rank and file would be better at fighting with and trying to teach them, how to master a blade. But you still have 2 days to do any preparations. So far you have constructed and etched clockwork constructs with your essences. Essences.
Likenesses.
Thank you. And you have repaired with make whole what you have. Are there any additional
Rimothy,
modifications
Bim,
or
Glim,
things?
and Tim been training?
Um,
My scum? My scoom? Is that how you pronounce it?
Scoom.
Scoom.
Mr. Cetus,
Oh god, not again.
I've been training Bim,
Mistress
Glim, and Tim
again?
relentlessly. We will defend
you.
this town with our lives. Is there anything we can do for you?
Try to keep yourselves safe as well, and maybe do some minor scouting, not out into the ocean or anything, just a few 100 feet from the walls. Make sure that nothing is sneaking in.
Yes, Commander.
Now that one I like.
Alright. They're gonna move out. They're gonna kind of dedicate themselves to kind of being a roving patrol around the colony itself, on the island of Ancorado. But that's not gonna take your whole 6 days. So you still got a couple days going on here. What other tasks are you trying to do? Are you trying to still send in some of those spies? Get anything from Telesantry? What's your move?
Do we want to get the not the clockwork crab, the apparatus of the crab? Put, one or two of the fighters in it so that they can fuck shit up?
I'd allow them to operate in water if we
the
can get it
crab
back.
with who in it?
Some of the soldiers.
Like the ones that just came in from
Yeah.
Andoran? Okay.
Unless we could train some other people who otherwise wouldn't be able to fight to use it. That might be fun. What do you think about that, Koas? Do you think that's a good idea, or am I talking out my ass?
I think if they want to fight, we should give them every advantage that they can get.
Alright.
If they're good enough to learn how to run it, they should be in there.
Okay.
Alright.
So we're sending some colonists. Are we sending a mage with them or no?
We're not sending colonists to scout.
Okay,
We would be sending the mages to scout. We would be training the colonists to use the apparatus of the crab, which means that I need to teleport.
Gotcha. Okay. I
Okay,
understand.
so I'm gonna teleport to Telesantry. Does Terran want to come so that he can say goodbye to Tricissa?
No.
Oh, ouch.
Harsh but fair. All right. Yeah, you can teleport that bad boy back, no problem.
All right, cool. Boop. Mark off 2.
All right, so you're starting to instruct the villagers on how to use it. It does have those improved claws that were added in by Tristis' mom, Anamora, as well as that massive ass crossbow that the giant Scoom you fought had. So it does have mounted weaponry now. I would say, okay, you made the success. Was that to get there and get back? 3160?
Yep.
Okay, so you're good. Who's actively training them to do the crab?
Taryn can.
Terran and Rain, because Rain was in it.
Okay, Rain would definitely know. Taryn would know as well. I'm gonna say you guys could spend not really a roll needed, just one of your days left would be doing that for some of the colonists. Okay, so while you're doing that, Cetus, you're projecting your consciousness into one of the mages?
Yep.
Okay.
That was a level 5 spell.
Yes, for the improved,
Yeah,
the modified enter
right.
image. Okay.
Back that off.
Excuse me, sorry.
I like to imagine that Cetus settles herself down like she's going to meditate right before she tries to transfer her consciousness, and then as soon as it happens, she just like falls back and looks like she's dead.
You slump into the mage's body. Were you like teleporting it there?
Can I cast spells through it?
I'm double checking right now. No, you can't cast spells through it.
Oh, darn it. Can I teleport thing that is not me?
Yeah, I'd allow it.
Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't be able to bring it back is the only thing. I'm out of 5th level spells.
I mean, you could also just have it walk there. It would take most of the day, though.
Yeah. I'll teleport it there and then just have it walk back.
Okay. So you teleport it there. You project into its image. So I'm gonna roll for its stealth. You guys have the successful improved stealth now. Okay. I'm gonna kind of do a group check here. So as it comes out of the beach, it's not going to be able to see the whole layout here. The map I'm bringing you to, each square is like hundreds and hundreds of feet. Give me 1 second. I'm going to reveal about as much of the island as it's going to see from the coast. Sorry, we're just jumping around all sorts of parts of this book. Okay. So I'm going to switch you guys over to this next map.
Oh, those are big shells.
Those are very big shells. They are also like, they're not literally like hundreds of feet wide shells. It's think of this as like a tactical army map. Those are showing like locations. Okay. They are literally have these like magically constructed shells where their soldiers are bunking. But they're not actually that big. That's just like, oh, there's a pod of soldiers here. There's a pod of soldiers here.
Okay.
Yes.
Can I have my evocationist be the one that got sent?
Okay, yeah, definitely. Okay. So you send the evocationist there. That's the wrong book. Here we go. I would say, give me a d20 roll, because I don't want you to be, let's get you active on your guy. And I'll add his requisite bonuses for perception. Okay. So this is clearly Alkimua's like massing army, and right away, looking through the Clockwork Mage's like screen of a face. This presents not only a threat to the region, but perhaps all of Avestan. This is like an insane assortment of magic, servants, and monsters. You can tell that they are camping amid what looks like Azlanti ruins, which you guys did learn from Oberyn. This is the ruins. He called it Kalos T. If Cetus wants to make a knowledge history or local check to try to get some more information on that.
Okay.
Oh, the 20, you would know that
And
Kalos T was one of the biggest metropolises in Azlant. It's like one of the biggest cities. Much of it looks like it was already sunk by Earthfall. And judging from like the lines of this coast and your knowledge of that, you estimate there's probably a good amount of ruins that are below sea level here.
And they're probably full too.
With the perception check as well. 1 sec. You see a patch of beach that is strangely shimmering. Now that you've noticed it, I'm going to say this counts as interacting with it. Go ahead and give me a will save as you're looking through the view of the mage.
Uh-oh. And in spite of it all, it's still Cetus.
20 is actually going to be fine there.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, good.
As the illusion kind of fails, now that you know it is there, what you see is a small stealth squad of Mordant Spire elves.
Those sons of bitches.
Led by the one you freed, Niran.
Oh. Did he get like mind possessed? Or is he trying to attack?
Give me a sense motive check.
Heard of those.
Regardless, I regret saving him. He seemed like...
Okay. You look at how they're moving their bodies, and they are like checking the coastline periodically, but it looks like they're checking it as if they don't want to be snuck up on. And with this illusion spell cast around them, you see on some of their belts they also have spy glasses. It looks like they are like investigating the strength of this army.
Okay. Can I try to like wave my hands to call it over?
To call over Niran?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try to wave your hands over to it. Over to him.
Can you
Okay.
talk through a clockwork?
So Oberon
yes,
did. I
he can
imagine
speak.
so.
Yeah, you can speak with this version. That's how he was speaking through the clockwork golem when you guys struck that deal.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With these strange, like, pure blue eyes that are only indicative of elves that come from the Mordant Spire. He,
Really pretty.
like, wraps a cloak around himself. Seems to almost shimmer like camouflage, like constant active camouflage as he moves towards you. Almost like Halo style, like it's shimmering in and out of existence. What are you?
Hi there. I don't know if you remember me, but I was one of the people that hauled your ass out of prison.
Yes, I do remember the pink one, are you not?
Indeed. I ask that you not mount an assault right now. We are preparing with they're humans, right? Mostly humans at Talendor's Bounty?
There's like the odd like half elf and maybe like a dwarf or two, but largely
Okay.
human. I'd say out of the like 320, it's like 280, 90 of them are human.
With the settlers at Talendor's Bounty. I think that if we, and I know you're going to hate the concept, but if we were to join forces, it would be much easier for the both of us, and we would be likely to suffer fewer losses.
Give me a diplomacy check.
God fucking damn it.
Okay. So, he glances back at his allies who are kind of just like crouched watching, not really sure what is happening here.
Can I mention the name of the Pathfinder?
Sure. Carver Hastings?
Because I'm pretty sure that he gave us that dolphin token
Mhm.
if we ever encountered them again.
Yes,
Now,
it was like a dolphin with a pearl in its mouth, I believe.
Now, that thing wouldn't have it with it, but Cetus would describe it. If that would be any way to
Yeah, I would say that would improve
make
the
that
handling of
work.
it.
Okay.
If what you say is true, then listen. I was given tactical command of this mission by the Amarathine Council, the leaders of the Morden Spire. They gave me free rein to do what needs to be done. It is rare to find an elf friend so far from us. I am amazed that a human possesses such a token. But his name is known to me, I believe you. While your colonists prepare, and I'm sure they are brave, an army can be defeated by individuals. What matters is that you hit the right targets. We've been scouting for a few days now. I could designate some of those targets to you. What would you say to that?
I can't talk to people just as Cetus. I can't, switch back and forth, right? I can't just, put the phone down real quick, cover up the receiver, and be like, hey guys, what do you think?
Okay, allows you to leave. Technically, no. This is,
Okay,
however, a
that makes
modified
sense.
version of magic already. I would say with a high enough spellcraft check, you could try to rechannel some of your essence magically back down the line.
Okay.
33. Okay, I was thinking 30 or over, so that's gonna be a success. You could whisper something back to the party as you are doing this.
Hey guys, I'm gonna get important information on top targets. Just keep listening, I'm gonna try and say it. And then she goes back and looks dead again.
Alright. Tells you, there are a few targets we think would cripple the growing army. First off, there is the Flesh Warper. Goes by the moniker Dr. Hacksaw. He arrived recently, and I don't know much about him, but since his arrival, many of Okimua's aberrant troops have been spotted with organic flesh-warped augmentations, increasing their strength, fighting prowess, adding claws, stings, all manner of disgusting modifications. Killing him would ensure that their troops are no longer strengthened. Next.
Is it possible for me to bounce back and forth and relay this?
I'll say with that check, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Next, there are the mesh nodes. Myself and my allies have discovered numerous seemingly organic technologies scattered throughout Calesti. Upon brief investigation, we learned that these organic nodes are operating to extend the psychic communication network of the aboleths. In short, without them, the command and control structure of the army would be crippled. Finally, to invade your island, they need a more organized way than just swimming through the oceans. They have several troop transports. They're farther inland along the rivers. They look like giant metal crayfish. If you could destroy them, it could slow the advance of the Scoom legions.
Is he providing location information with these other than just, hey, you should kill these?
He could point out a few of them. Some of it is just going to be having to look around, especially the mesh nodes. They're kind of scattered all over the place.
That makes sense. But as far as like Dr. Hacksaw and these big metal creatures, it's like that's awesome information, but unless we know where it's at, it's useless.
Yeah.
It's might as well just say, oh, to stop this, you should just kill the bad guy.
He
Thank
would
you.
point
Yeah.
out to you that farther inland there is a like makeshift laboratory. That's where Dr. Hacksaw is. And kind of at the juncture of these rivers up here.
Please,
That is where
NPC,
there's.
mark it on my map.
Huh?
Please, NPC, mark it on my map.
Yes, he marks it on your map. Pops up in your quest journal. All right.
If that's it,
Those are the big three. That's all he has.
that's it. I'm gonna. What exactly can my evocationist do?
Give me 1 second.
Because I'd offer assistance.
Okay, so the improved.
He got some big ears. And I'm not gonna lie, that's my favorite.
He's got very
That is
pointy
such a
ears.
fun design.
But he's such a dick.
Yeah, Mordant Spire elves have a kind of like
Okay, but he's
diverged
pretty.
on the evolutionary chain from regular elves. Okay, he's got Magic Missile, Shocking Grasp, Gust of Wind, Scorching Ray, and Fireball.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to assume that this is just reconnaissance and not we're going to set everything on fire.
You assume correctly, but before so are you gonna try to recon deeper into their fortifications?
If they want help, I'm gonna offer it. If not, then I'm just gonna have the thing start walking back.
Okay. They kind of look over your robot and they're just like, I think we could handle it. But for now, we are not going to engage. Once your party gets here, start taking out those targets and we can take out some of our own. Together,
Fair enough.
we should slow their advance as much as possible. Alright, and as your clockwork mage begins walking back in the ocean, we're going to take our first break there. I'm going to go help Makido.
Okay.
Alright, I will be back in 10 minutes.
Oh,
Thanks,
children.
friends.
Alright, perfect.
All right, I'm gonna push this to live, by the way.
So if you want to do that, I do that, and then I'm this, that. I realized that having Cetus up in melee, even with that,
Mhm.
not gonna help anybody.
Okay, go ahead and sell that amulet then, and the helmet.
I added the number into the loot list chat.
All right. So that was all during. We had 2 days left. That was during day 6. Was anyone else doing
Okay.
anything during day 6?
Let's have a talk with Yutpan.
All right.
That bitch. I trusted him. I'd rather him have stabbed me in the back.
Wait, what'd he do? Why are you mad at him?
He ruined my dream journal.
Yeah, he read her journal.
Why
Not
wouldn't
there
he? He's
for it.
inquisitive. You gave him a dream journal. He's gonna read it. He's an assassin. You're a target of his.
Oh, I'm a target now, am I?
Not in the sense that you think he's gonna kill you, but you are a person of interest, and he's gonna want to get to know you one way or another.
He could have
Whether it's
asked!
to help you. He doesn't know how to do that. He's an assassin.
He's got
He's
an
used to using what
11
information he
charisma
can,
now.
not asking them about it. I'm just saying, you can't get mad at the guy. You can't be surprised at it.
You know what? I can get mad, but I'm not surprised. I think that we can agree to disagree on that one.
Fine. While you're getting mad at him, I am going to take your place as his favorite.
You know what? That's a fair assessment. That is a fair assessment. I honestly think Maris is his favorite, because we all know that Maris has just been real friendly with him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And how?
And
All
how?
right. So, you approach Yutpan?
Yes.
All right. Cetus.
Hello.
Oh my god.
How are you?
Why are there 2 of me?
Привет, comrade. It is good to see you today, yes?
Oh my god, no.
Cetus, I thank you for agreeing to talk with me.
I'm not upset anymore. I understand that this is just what you do. It's the line of work. And you're probably not used to interacting with people
even
who you
so.
want to maintain good relationships with. And for what it counts for, I'm sorry that I said that you had the social graces of a sea lion. That was a little while back.
It is
And I'm
all
sorry
right.
that I called you a loser, and I'm sorry that I called you a psychopath.
Here is the thing, Cetus.
What?
It is, as you say, I don't know how to get this information from people that I want in my life without taking it like I do in my line of work. But I know
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that.
the fact remains that I have read it. I know that your bird told you how I reacted when you died.
Yeah, you flipped out apparently.
He shrugs and nods. I know that during our night at the bar, you did not have to free me, and yet you did. I don't have to protect you anymore, and yet I do. Cetus, I have never had many friends. Ones I trust even more than friends, I can count them on one hand. It started out as a fight. I was killed, I was brought back. But in the end, you vouched for me. Yes, as a sea lion, as an idiot, as someone
I
that
said
was...
loser.
Very well. Be that as it may, someone who is no more than a meat shield. And yet, I can't take my eyes off you, Cetus.
Oh,
You are the first person who's been this kind to me in many years. And I don't know what will become of that feeling. But I know that, should it come down to it, I would happily lay down my life to keep you from dying again.
I don't have the words yet, Pan.
You know,
I appreciate you as a person.
thank you. You know, after all this is
Even if you
over,
are a loser.
I will take that. Have you ever been to the deep trenches, Cetus?
I have not. Is this you offering to take me?
When all this talk of, well, doomsday devices, enormous sea monsters, ancient evils that have reigned since the Earthfall itself. When that is all done, I would like to take you to the bio gardens. There are fish there, plants, algae that glow in the deepest depths. It is one of the only places near my village where there is light. And it is beautiful.
I hope you understand that Summer would have to come too. She would hate me if I saw that and didn't bring her along.
Well, I know how much she means to you. My services are at her disposal as well.
I would hesitate to tell her that because she will ask you to kill people for her.
Like mother, like daughter, it would seem.
Precisely.
He reaches out to take your hand.
Oh, that's very sweet. She accepts that. Ethan, I see that.
I just have to. We have
God
much to
damn it.
prepare for in the fight to come. But if we can stick together, I think that no matter what happens, we'll make it out alive. And we'll make this material plane safe for Summer.
I think that's completely agreeable.
Good.
Also, have you used the magic on that cloak yet? Robes. The robes.
I have not used the robes yet, but I am
Well,
going...
if you look right here at the sleeve, and she pulls it up a little bit, there's
Yes?
pink thread rather than the brown that sort of hems the edges.
Mm-hmm.
I changed up the activation word. So if you ever find yourself all wrapped up again like you were with that kraken, all you have to do is say mistress.
Well... It has been a long time since someone could make me laugh as you do. Very well.
I can tell that laugh is pretty rusty.
I will say that word, should I ever be captured again. Thank you, Cetus. I have to go train up some of their soldiers.
Hell yes. Go get him, Tyga.
He squeezes your hand and heads away.
+1 to Cetus's harem.
So, what is everyone else doing?
Thank you for that one, Ethan.
End of day 6. Maris, do you have anything to do for your day, or are we going to the final day of preparation in this war between aboliths and man?
Hang on. I gotta go feed my little kitty. Loaf is being naughty.
I don't think Maris would be doing anything of note.
Is he gonna flirt with Pen too?
Maris, I have seen the way you stare at me.
Gross.
I just want to stick my knife in you. That has no hidden meaning, I guarantee.
I appreciate that Maris is so quiet, but every time he does speak up, it immediately kills us.
Alright. So
Yeah, in an effort to
Oh,
change
that was a
subjects
delight.
before our assassin friend dies, I have a question for you, Ben. With
Yes, sir.
with the Leviathan, is there a way to enchant it so its attacks? Since I can't have that amulet around him via the size
okay.
portion, unfortunately, is it possible A, to resize that amulet, or B, is there a way to enchant the Leviathan with, let's say, some kind of magic? So it's either A, its attacks do magical damage, which would be helpful against some creatures, or
I know that if you're a spellcaster, you can enchant it, like the way you would enchant, weapons. So,
If you have
I imagine that
craft,
since we've been talking about this beforehand, we could probably have Aaron and Cetus work together to make that. Unless you want to have us just use the one last day, wherein I would be able to do something that was up to $1,000 worth of enchantment, because it's only 1,000 per day, right?
it is technically, but you could put a rush on it where you use 16 hours of the work in the day, and then just like sleep the last 8.
Okay.
So that'd be.
How does that sound?
So you could get a +1 enchantment on all its natural attacks.
Would that be worthwhile to Taryn?
yeah, I think it's better than not having a magical attack, because there's a few creatures that we've faced that are their attacks are immune unless they're magical. So even just a +1 enchantment, if we could get that amulet resized, that was another option. But if we just get it enchanted, that works too.
I don't think that we can resize it.
But
I think that
magic.
it's but magic
believe so.
indeed.
I would say if you want to try that route, you could try. You have craft wonders items, right, Cetus?
Yeah,
Taryn
I
does
got that
too.
because I wanted to make things, but we've had. I think this is the first downtime we've had.
It's been rather rapid fire, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's been pretty. I'm upset. I wanted to do this. I wanted to be a crafter, and it's just like, nope. We're going balls to the walls, 24/7.
Well, if you want to make a check like you would normally make to craft the item, you can try to resize it if you'd rather go that
Okay.
route.
What do you want to do? I'm going to delete that message if that's the case.
That might be the easiest thing. Unless actually you do want to be a crafter, this is your opportunity to shine.
Whoa, what happened to
You
your
have to do
mic?
the craft.
Whoa,
Did your mic just go into like a bag?
Did your mic just go into like a bag?
Oh god, I can hear
Uh-oh.
myself.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Hi, honey.
Okay, I can't hear myself anymore.
Yeah, I can't hear myself
nope.
anymore.
Nope.
Nope.
The
Oh,
the
God.
fuck? Test,
I
test.
think that his headset might have died.
Okay. Yeah, I think his headset might have died. Derailed me.
I didn't hear it.
Hello?
I'd like to give a shout out to Apple for allowing their products to work so seamlessly with each other, dripping with sarcasm.
Okay.
Jesus
So what are we doing?
My vote is for crafting. You said she wanted to be a crafter. This is your last opportunity. So
This is my
craft me
last
something that'll fit the Leviathan.
The thing is, I can only do like 1,000, or unless I rush 2,000 a GP worth of stuff a day.
Mm-hmm.
So it would either be me working hard to resize the one that we have, which would probably work. If you would allow it.
I would say
I just have
resizing it wouldn't
no
be
idea
a very
what the
difficult check.
what the check would be. Yeah.
You normally
Can
use
we get,
spellcraft
like,
or
a-
knowledge arcana for craft wondrous items?
I think it's spellcraft.
Okay, so I'd say
Can
probably
we
a
get
spellcraft check.
quantitative? Like what I would have to hit?
I'm just thinking. So I know you can resize armor as well with a certain DC. This is a magical amulet. I would say likely it would be a check of like 27, kind of midway between 25 and 30. Those two tiers.
Okay. Ethan,
Okay.
how much would this cost? So, there's a pretty good chance, because Cetus has a
Ooh.
plus 23 to spellcraft,
Okay.
but this is also Cetus.
So 4 or higher would do it. How much would it cost to resize it?
Yeah. Because I need
would say
materials.
1, like 20% of the item's crafting cost.
Alright. Go and undo some stuff.
I got money for it, so.
Okay.
So crafting cost for it would be 14,000, right?
Yeah.
Because it should be.
Yes.
It's like half of the whatever its regular value is.
It's the whole value is 36,000.
Okay. So, sorry, just calculating. So 18,000 to craft. And you want 20% of that to resize. 20% of it would be 3,600.
All right. And I have the hedge magician trait, which means that it takes a little bit less.
Okay.
Let me see how much. I think it's a 5% off.
Man, all the magic traits are so fucking unknown to me because I only build melee characters. You could have told me anything about that. Whenever you craft a magic item, you reduce required GP by 5%. So
Yeah, I built her specifically to be a crafter.
That's 3,420.
Okay. If you want to do that and you trust Cetus to not biff this one,
Let's try it.
all right. Hey, Maris doesn't happen to have bit of luck, does he?
Did you guys get a luck stone? No, it's like 2 other games have gotten luck
No,
stones.
I don't.
Okay. Darn it.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right. Fucking go for it, bruh.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, smash it.
Nice.
No problem. You resize it like it's nothing. So you're looping that amulet around the Leviathan, and it's a +1 vicious, right?
Vicious keen amulet of mighty fists.
Okay, plus
Yep.
1 vicious keen. And that's gonna be on his natural attacks. So I think it's the most tabs I've ever had open for a session of Azlant. Okay, so that means his bite attack and the slam attack are going to crit on a 19 through 20.
I already fixed those in the character sheet.
Hell yeah.
Is there a
man.
character sheet for the Leviathan?
Yeah, I made it.
Oh, okay. Well, then fuck me. Hell yeah. Less for me to think about. All right. So we got the Leviathan in there. Any other tasks for the final day?
You wanna have one last hurrah at the tavern?
Sure. You guys want to go to the tavern?
Sounded good to me.
Seeing that the troops are on the move, you can see like, movement from the island, shifting waves, all that kind of stuff. People are going off in the tavern. It is crowded. People are drinking too much, burping. Bards are playing music. And let's see what special drinks. I'm looking at a different thing here.
Oh, that looks wonderful.
That's very good. Very good.
Why is his name Terrence?
Because that's what I named him.
I thought his name was Levi.
Nope.
Okay.
We're gonna have a spin-off show called Taryn and Terrence, and it'll be like Man on a
Taryn
Buffalo,
and
but
Terrence. Jesus fuck.
it'll be
Alright.
like a 70s adventure show.
So you guys are getting drunk at the local tavern. Go ahead.
I wanna do a Ormaris so that we can all toast, but he won't like have a problem with it.
What are you getting from Maris?
Virgin drinks,
Oh, okay.
because my man doesn't drink. Unless he'd drink on this last hurrah.
Alright. So there are a variety of special liquors that have been brought in from Andoran during this time. First up, there is a crate of... Sorry, not a crate. Fucking barrel. A barrel of Dragon Punch whiskey. This is a halfling drink, but has been spiced up for regular humans as well. And pretty to work on pretty much any humanoid species. If you drink a few cups of this in the space of an hour, you'll take a -4 to Dex, but gain a +4 alchemical bonus against fear for the next 10 minutes, as you become bold on this night's drink.
Huh.
Which has roleplay purposes as well, if you want to do something crazy. In addition to that, there's also just like any regular ale and stuff that you would want. Next, there is a special kind of mead from the Crown of the World and also Irison. There is Linor mead. Linor mead is a big... Ulfins are a big fan of it. Sweet, strong, and according to Ulfin bards, it is an indisputable aid to singing. Makes you a better singer for the duration of your drunken stupor.
Oh my god.
All right. And the final one. Where is it? I just rolled for it, but maybe I don't have it on Hero Lab. The final one being the most expensive is Dwarven Fire Ale, which is technically classified as a drug in many countries. If you ingest it, there is a chance it will throw you into a rage. But it's really tasty. So we got Dwarven Fire Ale, Linor Mead, and Dragon Punch Whiskey, and just regular drinks. Does anyone want to brave the crazier drinks?
Let's find out what Maris is drinking first.
Maris, what would you like to drink?
I'm gonna drink the dwarven drink.
Yes!
Alright, that's gonna give me a fortitude save. Well, I guess you said you're getting everyone together to cheers for Maris, so to cheer. Who are you cheersing? Just everybody?
We're just having a toast.
Alright.
To
Yutpan,
life and death.
with that gold you got, is gonna drink the Linor mead to make him better at singing.
Oh, he's gonna sing.
What's everybody else drinking?
Let's do the dragon stuff.
Dragon stuff. All right. That is gonna make you Sorry, that's gonna make you kind of resistant to fear,
Less
feeling brave
fearful.
while you're drunk. Although it does give you a -4 in dexterity, so you get very stumbly off that whiskey. And what's Taryn got? What's his cup full of?
What's the last one? Whatever they haven't drank yet.
Someone's drank some of
So-
everything, but so it's either the one that makes you rage, one makes you good at singing, one that makes you not fear anything.
I'll do the singing one. That sounds like fun.
All right.
Oh my God.
Just like Yutpan, you also get some of that
Whoops.
mead. All right.
Not very perceptive, that Terrence.
I'm gonna need everybody to make a fortitude save as they cheers with their drinks.
Of course, this is the good one.
All right. Cetus, you're not feeling very drunk, but you're feeling pretty brave. Taryn, you perceive that she's looking pretty brave. But you are getting pretty drunk, as you feel kind of singy in the background. Let's go for Yutpan.
This is like Taryn. Let's have a fist fight.
And then go ahead for Maris, and then we'll do results of Yutpan's roll.
Don't make him sing. He's got an 11 charisma, please.
What did Maris get for fortitude? For his
19.
19.
19? Oh, sorry, I just didn't see it pop up. All right, you are going to go into a rage and start a bar fight.
Fuck yes.
For the
You
next,
and me, Maris.
Cetus gets up and starts bar fighting with you. And for the next 3 minutes, you're in a rage while Cetus is just popping off with you. And while that is happening, Yutpan just kind of puts his arm around Taryn. And Yutpan just starts
Singing. Tell me he doesn't start singing.
far over the misty mountains
No.
cold, to dungeons deep and caverns old.
Please! Not the
We
Hobbit!
must away ere break of day
This is horrible,
to
please.
seek our pale enchanted gold. He just goes on like that for a few verses, not a care in the world, as he just gets absolutely plastered on the Linorm ale, the Linorm mead. I'm gonna say
Hey,
as
you want to roll for the fight, Koas? I assure you, you'll win.
Sure.
how are you guys fighting each other? Are you guys spellcasting or are you just fucking fist fighting?
No, let's fist fight.
All right.
Let's fist fight. He's gonna win for sure.
Let's say best of 3 strength checks.
Oh, strength checks?
Yeah.
All right. And Cetus is off to a great start.
Maris just fucking dealing out body blows to Cetus, and Cetus just like laughing. Just ignoring the bruises. Alright. That's one to Maris. Go ahead and do it.
Ah! This sure is Cetus.
Just full on, just uppercut across Cetus's jaw. Well, yeah, we'll do the third one. See if you get at least one good lick in Cetus.
Oh!
Oh, all right. So he uppercuts you, effectively winning the fight. As he sends you just tumbling over someone else's table. As you just send like wooden tankards of beer and ale spraying in all directions.
And
But
from where she lands on the table, she kicks him across the jaw.
yeah, so I was gonna say, as you go down, you try to like do a sweet spin move to get up, and you don't like leap to your feet, but you do full just kick him across the side of the head. Woo.
And Cetus laughs and says, I don't think that I'm any good at this. But I'll fight any one of you, and she puts her fists back up again, still prone on the table.
The bar is like cheering and everyone's having a good laugh. The soldiers that have come in on the newest boat are laughing with you guys. Everyone go ahead and give me a sense motive check on the bar. Assisted to a 22.
And I got a 17.
17. Okay, so assisted up to 24. With those two... let's actually get Yutpan here. Okay, with Yutpan getting over a 10, assisting to over a 25. Everyone's laughing. Everyone's having a good time. Even those 6 new soldiers. Too much, those 6 new soldiers. Cetus.
Oh my god.
Something's wrong.
Yes.
As your arcane sight kind of kicks in with detect magic, give me an arcana check on them. All 6 members of this Bountiful Venture company's militia that they sent in are dominated.
Yeah, that's horrible. Uh-oh. How do I fix this? Can I fix this?
You
Can I
can kill him.
dispel?
So Dominate Person, it can be a hard spell to break. However, there is a lower level spell that can do it on religious casters' spell lists. If you were to cast Protection from Evil on them, it would give them a chance to make their own save again.
I have Magic Circle against evil.
I believe that functions the same as Protection from Evil. How wide's your radius for the circle?
Check.
Because if you got close enough that it encompassed all of them, I think it could potentially snap them
10
out.
foot radius from creature.
They are all at the same table. So 10-foot radius from you. You could encompass all of them if you went up to their table.
I guess that I am going to do, as a lot of people in bars do. I'm going to walk up to their table. I'm going to get on top of their table.
Okay.
I'm going to cast the spell, but I am going to feign that it is dancing.
All right. So you start dancing on top of the table as the bards like kick up a song with the lute in the background. Go ahead and give me a bluff check versus these Bountiful Venture soldiers.
All right.
Sorry, give me 1 sec. I forgot that these guys are actually in my NPC codex. Page 86. You got a 29 on bluff? God damn. Okay. So, these 6, who are all fencers, they do not seem to notice anything as this goes off. So, this is going to be 6 d20s. Let me just double check. They are going to need to get at least a 24. At least a 22. And their will saves are +7. So I'm going to roll these publicly. Anything 22 or above, and they snap out of it.
Good thing Maris didn't knock her out too long.
Oh my god. All of these people are Cetus.
Goodness. Oh, man.
Oh no. Oh my god.
Well, that was unlikely.
Yeah, it was. They caught the
Can I
Cetus
cast
here.
it again?
Yeah, give me another bluff check, though. As you're just like, haha, let me do the same dance with my arms again, as you like cast somatic gestures.
Same.
All right,
Second verse, same as the first.
I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna give him a
A
little bit of
little bit
bonus
faster,
on
a
this,
little
as
bit
you just
worse.
did the same roll. 20. That's not as good.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Luckily, these are some dumb fucking human soldiers, and they don't notice.
I'm gonna make eyes at Maris.
Maris.
Come and help me out, man.
All right, let's do it again. Free,
It worked.
not free,
Aw.
not free. Free. 2 out of 4 so far. 2 out of 6. 1/3 of them snap out of it. And as they do... Sorry, give me one moment.
See, it's just doing the Cabbage Patch. Don't make a scene. Don't make a scene. Don't make a scene.
Are you, like, saying that to them?
And she's smiling, trying to keep everything, you know, on the DL.
Okay, give me a diplomacy check, then, against these soldiers. Against the 2 that are now snapped out of it.
Oh, fuck.
What the hell? What happened? We got
Why
caught
are
up
they
in that
Hicks?
fog on the ship, and why the hell are we here? The other 4 soldiers freeze. Look up at you on the table, and all
I am
begin
about...
to draw steel. All right.
Right,
No,
let's roll for
I don't have any protection from evil, but would I think that dispel magic spell would work?
Double checking dominate right now.
When we were playing in the other game, Dispel Magic was very, very hard to do on a Dominate. Charm is one thing, but Dominate was something completely different that would only, I think it was only other enchantment spells could overtake it.
Yeah, it looks like dispel magic wouldn't be what is needed here. And yes, do roll for initiative. I'm gonna clear out the old rolls. You got 17, Cetus?
Yep.
All right. There's not an official map for the tavern because this is something you guys built as characters. So I am going to just put a square on the map. The rough size of the room you are in. This red square up here. Let me ping you guys up there.
So, how much dexterity am I down?
Currently
am I down
you
any
are
because I made the...
4 dex down. Oh, but you did make it. So you're 1 dexterity down right now.
Alright.
All right, so Cetus, they were at one of the tables in the middle upper area, so you're probably gonna be like around here.
Hang on.
All right. We're gonna use one of the old arts from book 1 and just use the clockwork soldiers because I really like them. Okay. Can you move 1 square down?
I don't want that one directly on top of me. Also, this is a great thing to see. Your squishy little spellcaster just
You
surrounded.
jumped on the table. This is not my fault.
I know. This is definitely my fault. See, this
Okay.
isn't afraid of anything right now.
Go
though.
ahead and roll. We're gonna go clockwise from the top left. Give me a d6 roll and then another d6 roll to determine which of them you freed. And I'll mark them with like an ally flag. Okay, so top left guy is your ally on your side. And one more.
I already did.
Oh,
One.
sorry, I didn't see the 3. Okay, so 1, 2. So top left and top right are not enchanted anymore. All right, and now I'm just going to add them in. And let's see who's gonna go first. They got a nat 1 on initiative.
Yes, they did. He just interacted with them after all. I'm pretty sure it's contagious.
Somehow leaked out of roll 20 and onto my physical dice. This curse.
Mm-hmm.
Taryn, you're up first. You see that the two that are like not enchanted anymore are just kind of holding their heads confused. The 4 around her are all drawing rapiers.
Can we get you a pen in on this?
Oh, sorry, I didn't put you a pen in the turn order in the bar. So he was drunk singing. I'm gonna give me a D100 roll, Cetus. I'm gonna say if it is over a 35, he had enough wherewithal to try to be near you to keep protecting you. Okay, so I'm gonna put him at the corner here by their table.
He was just up there getting a better view of her dancing.
And yet Pan's got fucking stupid high initiative.
But he's also drunk.
He is also drunk. So he's taken. Okay, so he's gonna get a 21. So he's gonna go right after Taryn. Even drunk, he's quick to react. So Taryn, you can see those ones have definitely all drawn rapiers and are clearly hostile in a very creepy way. Like they were going from laughing to just their orders if they were discovered or just to start killing, and their faces just changed to like a blank mask, like no emotion as they ready their weapons.
If I get too close to Cetus, will I get the curse?
Shut up.
Oh, the dice curse? That I can't promise one way or another. Unfortunately, there is no rule to protect. Although, after this fight, Alurdis did drop a random item drop.
Thank you.
Aaron is going to see that they're drawing their weapons. I don't think he would have noticed anything that was going on that Cetus was doing, so he probably doesn't know anything about any enchantments or anything, but he's just probably going to go up and attack them. Just the first one.
Alright. Just the first one. That is going to be a hit for 41 piercing and 3 electricity. He is still standing, however. Sorry, math. Okay. That is Taryn. He is going to 5-foot step this way. Trying to clear out some people from possibly flanking Cetus. And he is going to go in with all of... Sorry, I have so much shit on my desk right now. He's going to go in with all of his various attacks. Against their flat-footed. Alright. That is... Okay. So that's going to be 3 hits on him. Which is... Just going to do the sneak attack on Hero Lab, or on Roll 20 because it's too much. He is going to fully kill the one to the left of Cetus. Just in a brutal display of power with the Sawtooth Saber, and then finishing him off with like a stab through the ear with the Silver Dagger. Which brings us to Cetus as he kind of tries to carve a hole so you can get out of there. Also, I'm trying to change the battle music, but it is lagging for some reason.
I'm going to do my special arcanist thing where I just... Boop.
There it is. Alright, you dimensional slide, stepping seemingly into thin air and appearing on the other side of the central bar area.
And I spent a good lot of my spells. Actually, I want to try to cast defensively first. Just right there.
Okay.
So
they can't op attack
roll
you at all,
against-
so go for it.
Oh, they can't right now? That's right, they're
No,
flat-footed.
they're flat-footed.
I'm going to cast Innervation. So he gets a negative level.
I believe it's a ranged touch attack
It's a
with
ray.
no save.
Yeah.
And which one are you targeting? The one that Terran already hit, or a different one?
Let's go ahead and do a different one.
Okay.
Do that one.
That one? Okay. Put a little skull on him in case you hit him. And that is going to hit, especially flat-footed. You're going to get touch AC. Go ahead and roll the D4 for negative levels.
Okay. Aw.
Okay. Mark that with a 1. So he has 1 negative level currently. As you hit him with this like bolt of black energy that seems to like he like staggers back. Maris.
I'm gonna cast Greater Forbid Action on the one in the center top.
Center top. Okay. What are you forbidding him to do?
Attack.
So you're forbidding him to attack. And DC 20 will. That's not the right dice. That's the right dice. Seeing as how this isn't a fear effect, that's going to be a fail. So the one up top is cursed, or not cursed, but with greater forbid action for 1 round per level is not going to attack. So I'm just going to put a little heart on him. Okay, that brings us to the soldier's turn. So these two are basically going to 5-foot step back and spend the turn kind of trying to get away. The one in front of Cetus is going to wait to attack until his friend loops around behind Cetus. Cetus, what's your AC right now?
19.
Okay, the one that moved around to flank you misses its only attack. The other one is going to have a potential crit and a hit. Crit confirms. As they were instructed to take out any possible spellcasters at the earliest opportunity. Okay. So, Cetus, on the... We'll do the
I'm
crit
ready.
first. Crit, you're going to take 16 damage. And another 14 from the regular attack.
Okay.
And then misses a third attack, so that is the end of their turn. Oh, wait, hold on. They actually have 2 more attacks with their offhand as well. Their dagger. Missing a hit. Add an extra 9 on top of that with the dagger.
Okay.
That is the end of these dudes' turn. So it brings us back to Terran.
Seeing what's going on, he would probably try and attack this one and put him down.
All right, go for it. Baby. Okay, so moving. Okay, so you give him 1 negative level, right? Yeah, 1. With those 3
just
attacks, first crit finishes off the top guy. Second crit plus the third attack are gonna finish off the bottom. She's fine.
Haha!
Okay.
I love ball fights.
At that point, I think since this guy can't attack, yet Pan is basically just gonna essentially just finish him off. So we're out of combat. This guy ain't doing shit. Okay. With those in mind, so you free 2 of them, which counts as defeating them, and you took out 4 more soldiers. Quick maths. Everybody's gonna get 14,400 XP.
One more time?
14,400.
Okay. And we're gonna include that for Rain, right?
Yes, I was calculating that as if Rain was still part of it. So she
Okay,
should
thank
still
you.
get the 14,000.
Okay.
Cool. So you guys got that reward. So you have these, mental, like dominated slaves. Essentially, the Abelis are now free. What are you guys talking to them about?
Well, seeing as I'm sure Taryn doesn't quite understand why the other guys aren't trying to kill him, he's probably got his sword out still on the other guy, and then still tipsy look at his assassin counterpart and somehow just let him know that, hey, you got two, I got two. Looks like we're tied so far.
Yet
That
Pan.
still only counts as one.
Yet Pan says, I'm glad you were also quick on the draw there. So I'm gonna give you guys. They have a lot of just like cheap loot, honestly. Just a lot of like +1 rapiers and breastplates and stuff. Things of note that you could get from the 4 dead ones. They have 4 slippers of spider climb.
That's useful.
Additionally, they had backup potions that they didn't drink. So you get 4 potions of bark skin +3. And does anyone need a belt of incredible dex? I mean, Yopan will take one. Oh no, he already has a better belt.
The
actually.
con belt?
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not 4. It's only +2. The con is better.
I'd like that.
Okay.
I don't have a belt.
They have the base belt of dex, so +2 dex.
And is that only one?
There's 4 of those.
Okay. And there were 4 potions too. 4 slippers, 4 potions, and then 4 belts.
You can take their breastplates and rapiers too. I don't know if you guys are gonna have time to sell them before anything happens, but if you want them because you want them, there's 4 +1 breastplates and 4 +1 rapiers. Additionally, we only have fucking 3 players right now. I'm gonna roll a D3 on the roll 20 for who's gonna do our random item roll. 1 Terran, 2 Cetus, 3 Maris. All right, Cetus, what are you feeling for random item drops today?
Let's do armor.
Armor? Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, just straight up D100. I just pulled my earbud out of my hood. There we go. Fixed it.
Hey! Dab.
Nope, that's the rod table. Okay, and what level are you guys now?
14.
14. Okay, so this is going to be a percentage roll on my part. Because you guys are between... Oh, sorry, give me 1 D2 as well. This will determine whether it is armor or shield.
Okay.
Actually, you said specifically armor. Would you rather have it just be armor? Well, either way. Armor.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to get on the higher table here. So this is the greater major armor, which is the highest one. Oh, damn. What the fuck is that?
Big bucks, no whammies. Big bucks, no whammies.
Give me a spellcraft check to identify.
Okay. Oh, that's a D200.
That like short-circuited my
That's
brain when I saw it. I was like, there's no fucking way. Okay, 33 is enough, despite this being a very powerful set of armor. It looks like a black set of chainmail that one of these soldiers had clearly brought with him, intending to use once he was discovered, but did not use. Goodness gracious. This, my friends, is a black set of chainmail hanging in rags and tatters. Appears at first to be non-magical, but Cetus, you know that is a deception. This is the mail of malevolence. It functions non-magically, unless you are a high enough level evil character. At which point...
And everybody looks at Yutpan.
it becomes +2 unrighteous chainmail. In addition to that, against any spells of the good descriptor, the wearer gains spell resistance 21. And if any negative energy is channeled around them, they are healed a likewise amount of damage. Even if they get heal from both channels, essentially.
Ooh.
Ah. So, are we thinking we want to give that to Yutpan?
Well,
Since he's the only one that's evil?
would he? I wouldn't say to put it on him. I would say if the character would want it, then yes, absolutely. But if we're just,
Cetus, what does it do? You're staring at me. Is it magical?
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell him everything that you said.
Well, it is at least as strong as my armor, it looks like. Gives him the same AC bonus. I will be a little bit less stealthy, but I am still quite stealthy.
Well, what are we thinking, guys? This
I'm
is
thinking
whenever it comes
it
down
on.
to an NPC.
It's not going to hurt him, and it's not going to make him any more evil.
Yeah.
If anything, it gives him an extra way to be healed.
Yeah.
And if he stops being evil, then it'll just stop working for him all of a sudden.
Mhm.
And he can go back
That's
to other
the
armor.
goal.
Up to you
That's
say
guys.
wear it.
the goal.
He is an NPC, like
If
you
he's
said,
still
so
evil, put it on.
All right.
very well.
Is he still evil?
Yes, he is.
That doesn't bother me.
Does it bother Maris? Because the armor does work.
If he chooses to wear it, it would bother me because I would hope he's trying to redeem himself.
He shrugs. He's like, Cetus, you say it only functions for someone who is evil, correct?
Evil? Yes.
I am not a cleric. I am not a god. I am not a servitor of any god. But I don't know how permanently my soul has been stained. I'm doing the right thing, aren't I? Helping you all save the world like true adventurers.
Isn't it fun being a hero, Yutpan?
It is what needs to be done. But if this armor helps me do it, why should I not wear it? Perhaps I am irrevocably stained and will always be evil in this magic item's estimations. Just because of this, it does not mean I can't do the right thing. If you
Who
wish me not
knows?
to don it, I won't. But it could help.
Why are you doing what you're doing, Yutpan? Why are you helping us? Now that you're not compelled.
He looks around
I
to
really
the
want-
the other people. Are you sure you want me to answer honestly, Cetus?
Ben, I'll teach you how to say I love you in Russian if you want.
Oh.
It's okay. We'll see what happens. What does Cetus say to that? He's like, are you sure you want me to
You
say?
know what? Cetus is feeling fearless right now.
That's true. She's still drunk. And got that fearless liquor.
And she's gonna get right up in his face. Why don't you just tell me first?
Just you. He leans in close, right next to her ear.
Oh, don't.
Cetus.
She's fearless. I'm not. I'm feeling fearful.
Why do I do what I do? Because you saved me from the darkness. I have a new life thanks to you. I love you, Cetus, and I will dedicate the rest of this existence to help you, regardless of how you feel in return. If that is not to your liking for the rest to know, then I will say something else. What do you say?
Hang on. Hang on.
Keep in mind, he's also hammered right now. He fully failed his fort saves.
Okay. I'm processing. I'm just like, oh boy, this is Stockholm syndrome. I'm going to ascertain that means he's not trying to do the right thing. He's just trying to get in her good graces. Eventually, I imagine he's going to do the right thing just for being for the sake of doing the right thing. Cetus is going to announce to her friends that they're going to use that as a litmus test to find out whenever his heart truly changes.
Ooh. What do you guys say to that? She kind of leans back and is like, says that it's a litmus test to determine if his heart changes.
I don't understand.
She's saying
It only
let him
works
keep
for
the
evil.
armor because if he turns good, it will become
Useless.
just a set of masterwork
Useless?
chainmail.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Gotcha. I mean, logically, it makes sense to Taryn.
How's Maris feeling?
I just walk out.
He shrugs and puts on the chainmail. Unless anyone stops him.
This is gonna stop him, I guess. Benefiting from evil is not going to be any use to us right now. And it's only going to upset Maris.
Pauses, nods his head yes, and just kind of tosses the chainmail back on the floor. Redons his shadow chainmail. See once again that like black steel links kind of ripple around him as shadows kind of pour off a little bit.
Poor Maris being the good boy in a party of bad people.
Bad to the bone.
Some redemption cleric he is.
Yeah, let's see what these guys remember now.
Yeah.
Well, are we in Talmandor's bounty?
Where'd you come from?
Andoran, like the rest of the colonists. Bountiful Venture Company sent us here to help protect against any, unsightly attacks. What the hell's going
What's the
on?
last thing that... Well, I'm assuming that you guys run sort of under some sort of enchantment spell, obviously talking more smart than he is, as he looks over his shoulder to confirm with Cetus that he's on the right track.
There was.
And then,
Yep, that's fine.
We were on the
so
Peregrine,
what's okay.
the ship that came in, and the ship rolled through a bank of fog. I think it felt not right. It was like a white mist that my mind felt like it was full of cotton as I went through it. Give me a spellcraft check.
That's Cetus.
Mr. Sausage, got anything to rebut with?
Let's see.
13's not going to be enough to know this particular spell. Terran assisting Sausage up to a 17, though, would be enough. This is a Mind Fog spell. It's a level 5 spell that essentially, if creatures are caught in it and they fail to save, they take a -10 penalty on Wisdom checks and Will saves. So it seems as if they like rolled through this, and then key members of the crew were then dominated. There was I saw something weird in the fog. Hey, my name's Serge Berengar. Listen, I don't know if this is gonna make any sense, but I saw 3 glowing red eyes. Do you know what that was about?
Oh, I've got an assumption.
Oh, yes.
Well,
Do you remember anything else?
I remember a voice in my head. It's all kind of numb, but gave us orders. We were supposed to try to drive away the Locatha, those fish folk that you all made an alliance with. Make sure they weren't here to defend anything. And if we was caught, the voice said your side had some, I guess our side now, had some powerful casters that we needed to take out of the fight. I imagine that's why my comrades took so hostilely to you, miss. Give me a diplomacy check as you guys are talking to him. See if you can coax anything else out from his like fractured memories.
I tried to roll in the Twitch chat.
That's a whole ass mood, to be honest. You kind of coax him through, like have him walk through step by step, and he's like, I remember. There's oh god, they're mounting an attack. First thing in the morning. They haven't been able to launch any of their transports and bring the most people here, but a couple of squads of it looked like fish people, he describes, and you realize pretty quickly these seem like scoom, although very muscular scoom. They're going to attack from the front, and then these 2 beasts are going to burrow up underneath the island, like giant worms. Give me a knowledge arcana check. What he describes to you are clearly purple worms. Gargantuan-sized magical beasts that are known for eating things whole, being heavily armor-plated, and just being very hard to kill.
Can they burrow through stone?
Like solid stone?
Yeah.
Let me double check.
And
Purple
can
worms
they breathe underwater?
consume vast amounts of dirt and minerals. They burrow underground. I believe they still could. Because they naturally burrow near, like, deep mines, which would be mostly rock at that point.
Yeah. So, would we want to put people on a ship for tonight?
Potential.
Just in case?
How big is the orca?
It's a junk.
Okay. I believe junks can hold a pretty sizable amount of passengers.
At least we could get the civilians.
A junk has room for up to 100 passengers, which would be most of the non-fighters that are in the colony. That would pretty much be all the non-fighters in the colony.
Alright.
Alright. So you could summon that for the night. The way he describes the squads coming up here, mechanically, this is something known as a troop in Pathfinder. There's a bit of metagaming here. But the colony could probably take some of them. Essentially, I believe these were added maybe in Iron Fang originally, or Bestiary 6 or something. Basically, imagine a troop like a swarm of full-sized humanoids. So it's like a way to fight like a shoulder-to-shoulder, formation, like a phalanx of soldiers as one crew.
Like a pitched battle.
Yeah. So that way you're not, rolling like
For
12
people
in the
side.
formation, yeah.
Okay. Well, if that is in case true, then we have much more preparation to handle. I think if we have 2 worms, we need the constructs.
All right.
Phasing the worms, and then getting our angelic friend to help with those, and then have the people and soldiers fighting against the invasion of the Skoom.
So, somebody in the crab, the Leviathan, both of them under the boat. Maybe one mage from both Maris and Cetus on the boat with them.
Okay.
Just so that we could check in if need be.
All right. So
you want to fight away from Talamandora's banner? You don't want to defend it?
Or are you saying like off the coast? Like right off
This
the
is
coast?
just to keep the civilians safe.
Well, I'm not wasting a Leviathan on them. Bring them in. I say give them the chance to fight. They came out here as adventurers. They didn't come out here as civilians. They all came out here to seek adventure and knew that they'd be fighting. So, like what
That
she
is
said,
a
I say
fair
we give them all the
assessment.
opportunity to fight if they want.
Also, side note, Drow, you're asking Acetus whether they can go underwater, the worms? Was that what you said?
Yeah.
Sorry, we kind of doubled past, or like brushed past that.
It's fine.
They're not aquatic.
Okay.
They, like, if they need to, they're like have a decent swim check that they can roll, but they can't breathe underwater. So likely, they'd probably be burrowing like down to like bedrock area, like the seafloor shelf, and then go from island to island in the ground. Which I think you would know pretty easily with that check. So likely
We know where
you
they're
have those squads advancing from ashore, and then he said they were planning to burst out in the colony, so probably like worms erupting from like the actual colony, like around the houses and stuff.
Yeah, like I was saying, we're gonna get pinched, but if we have our constructs and our big angelic friend going against the worms with us, and then having our other guys going against the invasion on the shore, I think that'll be our best bet.
Okay. Well, while you guys decide, I'm gonna go take our second 10-minute break here because the baby's stirring on the monitor, and I will see you guys back in 10. Bring us back to live then. All right. So, almost dropped that. You guys were preparing for how you wanted to handle this invasion. Although I think once we set up our plans for the fight, it's gonna be a pretty big fight that I'm not sure we'll have time for at the end of the session, so we might cut there once you guys have your prep.
Yeah,
That sounds about right.
that sounds about right. Besides, I wouldn't want to get into this without Diane.
Yeah, I think you.
Yeah, agreed.
Having the barbarian would behoove you in this fight. It's a great word, behoove. Do you think they ever made a vacuum cleaner called the Behoover?
I took 10 damage.
All right, thanks everybody. See you next week.
See you next week. Bye, guys.
All right, you know.
Oh, I want to do something.
Okay.
Spend a point. I'm gonna switch up some spells. And then I'm gonna drink both of those special magic-y potions.
Also, by the time this dawn would have come around, that 2-day it would have been enough time that your 6 mage made it back. Just so you know.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Who...
I just want to get those. I just want to get those potions in her. I'm going to use tattoo potion.
Oh.
They're just gonna end up emblazoned.
Hell yeah. Got these magical tattoos over you. That's awesome. All right. So who of your fucking cadre here are you trying to get to fight? Like, are we trying to get the inevitable involved? Do you want them just kind of like somewhere else on the beachhead with like the Cyclops and the other mortals and stuff?
Let's get the inevitable involved. I feel
Agreed.
as though there's going to be a whole lot of chaos, and I think that it would be right up his alley to nip that in the bud.
So involved with you guys specifically, or just like along defending the town?
Defending the town?
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah.
So here's my thoughts. Here's where I'm at. So first off is putting the inevitable kind of towards the town. The mages all lined up kind of like in front of us. And then in front of the mages have the crab and at least one Goliath kind of protecting the town. And then the other Goliath, if anything, kind of rolled out in front of all the soldiers. And it's that 5 foot by 20 foot big old grindhouse wheel that they turn into.
Okay.
But those are my thoughts. And then it allows us to be in the middle to react where we need to be. I'd probably have the Leviathan in the hole for right now so we can deploy it where we need to as well quickly. Just throw the hole. It comes out on either side.
Right. And you wanted the apparatus in the water or like out front of the town?
Ooh.
We were deciding about the water. If we're gonna have it in the water, I think if we were going to use the ship.
Gotcha. Okay.
Can the Leviathan be on land?
Yeah. It certainly can.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's got a speed of
I was about to say, I think they
30
have
feet
a land
on land.
speed.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's got a speed of 30
they're
and then
faster
60
at swimming,
on.
but they can certainly be on land.
Terrible.
Also, fun fact, I bruised/cut my knuckle today because I was rolling down the hill with a bunch of my students. And I slammed into a
that'll
slide.
do it. Oh, Jesus.
I just remembered because I looked down at my hand. Okay, so we got kind of this formation. So the inevitable Cyclops kind of flanking at the ends here. Do you want like Rimothy, Bim, Glim, and Tim just like in the water, kind of harrying the forces?
That was my thought, kind of having like the rest of the like townsfolk and some of the smaller like fighters and stuff kind of out front on the beachhead behind, with the
Okay.
whatever it was. That was just my thought. And then it allows us as a team to react to whichever side that we want.
Yeah.
And
this isn't
it
necessarily
allows
like final. It's just I'm just trying to deploy what
it
you're
allows
saying
our
as you
clockwork
say it.
mages to launch their ranged attacks against the worms, which I think is going to be ideal more than anything.
Okay.
And then, of course, we can always throw the fish at it.
The fish?
Yeah, barracuda.
Oh, barracuda.
Um,
I'm sure that barracuda is going to be very helpful.
Also, mind you, if you cast
Valgrade.
grease on the clockwork, what are they? The golems, it gives them haste for like 6 rounds or something. Fun fact.
that is actually pretty cool.
So I guess I'm preparing grease.
Jesus, Loki, you scared me.
I mean, we could also use one of the clockwork wizards mages to do it.
We could do that.
That's true. They can.
So that way you don't have to
certainly
spells.
cast grease.
But yeah, I had this idea that in the front we had the golem, the cyclops, and our bigger creatures up front to kind of face and hold off the worms, and then behind them our mages to do what they need to do, and then us supporting, and then the opposite side something similar.
Didn't know we were playing Kingmaker.
Well, much of this, since it's not Kingmaker, will be abstracted.
Well, let's go into the nitty-gritty detail.
If you want to get full nitty gritty, I can adjust this map to be the correct size.
Kidding.
Make
That
it.
sounds so tedious.
Each square is actually 40 feet, so I'd have to like make this map way bigger.
Oh. Thank you.
I'm not against that, but I don't want to make too much work for you, to be honest with you.
We'll see. We can discuss it later. But so this represents like general formations right now.
Yeah.
you
Maris,
guys
have any
ready to
suggestions or
react
thoughts
in
on
the
this?
middle?
Besides getting rid of Yut Pen.
I think everything's gonna be great.
Okay.
There's optimism. I like that.
Such confidence.
But I mean, it would allow like you and Maris to support as need be, and then me and Yut Pang can jump back and forth if we have to. If we have to, go and support the beachhead, we can do that quickly. Or if for some ungodly reason we have to go and attack the worms, it's because we have nothing left, and it's a last ditch effort. We're gonna die regardless. But
That makes me very, very sad. I don't like
Yes.
the way you said that.
if anything,
I think this is dangerous.
It
Just wait
allows-
till we get into the you guys actually going over there.
No, Cetus is not feeling fearful at all right now. Drow is not feeling that way.
I like
So at
that.
this point, it's more
Cetus still has the fear dream. It's
range
just like, yeah,
support
get
stuff.
those fucking mages lined up. Nothing's gonna stop us. Woo!
She just fucking headbutts the inevitable.
Boom. The inevitable just like doesn't move an inch as she like staggers back. I don't
some hit
understand
damage.
this chaotic display.
Uh-oh.
Engaging.
That would be bad.
oh, I'd also go and throw Seth in the water too to help support these guys.
But later, right?
Yeah.
Or- It's been a week, yeah, so you can do that.
I'm just gonna put Seth out there so I don't forget.
Okay.
And they can stay out regardless.
That's
how much-
yeah.
I
That
don't
well, that's
think
what I was
they're-
thinking.
Just
Just
like,
whenever you slurp them back up.
Yeah. So she can stay
Horrible.
out there till she dies.
I'm
And then
sorry that
I'll
I said slurp. As soon as I said it, I hated it.
Okay. Do we have any other crazy pets or machinations?
No. Just
I
I'm really
could
upset.
do,
I never got to go
summon
through with my
Draconic
fish
Ally.
creature plan.
First of all, I love Summon Draconic Ally. I love that spell so much. Do you have a dragon scale though?
It doesn't have any cost.
Am I crazy? I thought you had to like burn a scale. Maybe I'm thinking of a different
scale
spell.
does not have any cost. You need to spend.
Oh, for some reason I thought it was like
Gold.
200. Okay, I don't know. You also do have a few named NPCs you could deploy. Which ones are actually capable to fight? So you have Carver. The main ones that can actually deploy are Carver and the 2 clerics, and Anya,
Okay.
who is like the
Oh,
hunter,
Ramona.
and Ramona.
Okay. Is she any good?
They have leveled during the campaign, yes. So they're
Very
not
good.
they're not nearly as good as you guys, but they are not incapable.
Hey, you guys remember that merfolk that Terran wanted to kill right after Cetus got disintegrated? How about we go back to Telesantry, cast Gesh on him, and bring him around too?
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
What? All right. That was like the insanely buff Merfolk sorcerer, right?
No, that one died. That was just the spearman. The one that surrendered.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. It was the
Yeah.
it was the one that looked like a Retiarius, right? This dude. Am I crazy? No.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, this one? Okay. I have so many fucking Merfolk saved on this account.
Do we need another NPC?
No, we don't know what we need. We may not need any of this.
This is certainly an insane show of force, which is very cool.
If I had my choice, I would say put that ranger chick with us on this side with the worms.
Okay,
with
Ranger,
her range.
She's
And then
pretty good. She can get up close, but she's better with a bow.
That's why I want her on our side. And then the others, put them on the beachhead to help with the, along with the 2 knights and
Could we get
that
her
we
on
have up
top
there.
of a roof?
Put them over
You
here.
could put her on a roof. You could put her on like the watchtowers in the corners.
Would that be good?
Perfect.
Her and Aemon are both. I mean, he's the Aristal cleric, but they're both pretty handy with a bow.
Okay.
All right. Our Pathfinder definitely on the beach head.
Okay, so we got Ramona probably out front as well because she's a melee person. And then you guys want Carver out as well up there. All right, is there anyone else in Talmandor's Bounty? Anyone else who's leveled? Oh, there's also the Alchemist. That was a faceless stalker for a while, but you guys found the real one. Alba Divinvar. This woman. She has she's good with healing potions and she has bombs. Is her shtick.
Beachhead.
Okay, let's get her closer to the front here. Beachhead people up front.
Why have her out on the beachhead?
Because her bombs, she's not going to be able to throw it far enough.
The
Those
range on
worms,
bombs is not crazy.
Why not have her prepare, like...
Traps?
I don't want to just... shove that onto Maris.
We could say she's a sapper. The archetype that plants mines.
Want that?
Up to you guys.
Here, I mean, you guys can do whatever you want with that. I'm just saying that she's not really she's probably not going to be making potions during this fight. So leading up to this, I'm sure she was doing everything she could to make those potions. So it's not just on Maris.
Yeah, I'm sure she probably accrued a decent set of...
That's my thought.
What can she get up to now? Maybe she can get to Cure Series. I know for a fact she probably gave out like a ton of Cure Mod and Cure Light to the soldiers. And to like the townsfolk and stuff.
Do we want to go get the Nautilus?
There's the Nautilus. The Nautilus is still within the Arcana of Elation, so you would have to like go through the tower.
And we would have to reprogram it too because it was not reprogrammed.
It wasn't, no.
You would also probably have to try to convince Oberyn, because he already gave you like the 4 that he was willing to.
What's
part
it gonna do? Come out?
with. I'm just saying, he might want to keep it there for security. You guys smashed his biggest one after all with the Kraken.
Can you imagine having that on our side? Okay, here's another thing.
If you want to repair it and find a soul to bind to its inner crystal.
Oh, that's definitely necromancy.
Yeah,
that would be
it's
very upsetting to Maris.
it's a very fucked up mix of like necromancy and craft construct.
What if we just engraved somebody's face on it and had their body just sort of lying useless during the fight?
Potentially, I'd have to go back and read the flavor text. I feel like part of the flavor was like the reason he put an actual mind in it is because it's like circuitry was too complicated for like an artificial program. But I guess if you guys were in it as a projection, maybe.
And how would we get it out?
It's quite
very
large.
big.
It's quite large. Like he built it in that throne room. Well, there are the. It would be difficult because you would have to like blow open those double doors at the end of the throne room, which are like sealed by like a lock, wards, and the Arcana of Elation.
I wish that we had this idea a week ago.
Yeah. Also, I looked to my right, and my shitty cat is on his back, just looking at me with his belly. Hello.
That's very cute.
Hello, small one. You look like you're freaking the fuck out. Jeez, calm down. Okay.
Let's just scratch the Kraken idea.
Okay.
That'll be for later.
No
That's
Kraken idea.
post-campaign. After we
That's
Yeah.
some
kill
post-campaign
Oberyn.
shenanigans.
No offense, we don't have time for that anyways. Even if it was a good
Yeah,
idea,
it is.
There's
They
no
are
way.
going to be here like at dawn.
Okay.
But I feel like this is
you
as best
had
as
like
we
a
can
quick
right now.
teleport to gather like one more. Like if you wanted to teleport and get, are you getting the Gesh on this guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, if I gush him, then it's then basically I'm out. I'm pretty sure I used my last teleport to move the mage. Then again, was that the day
That was the day
previous?
before. That was like day 6, day 5 or day 6 when you teleported the mage.
Fuck.
Yeah, you.
Do
would
we feel like complicating things? I'm
No.
always down for complicating things.
Yeah, if you want to grab him from the jail, just remind me. Hold on. Was that book 3 or book 4?
What are those D3 for? How long have they been there?
What are those D3 for?
They've been there for a while. He was rolling that to see whether or not he was going to strike down. Never mind.
Yupan?
Jesus Christ.
Is he gonna hit him? Gonna kill him?
Never mind.
That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yes. So you can go put the Gesh on him because he's in prison. And you can put a Gesh either on someone willing or someone bound, as long as you can do it for 10 minutes.
This is up to him if he wants to earn some freedom and fight.
Okay.
Basically, this is the opportunity to fight to protect the city. Otherwise, he'd be in a jail cell whenever it got attacked.
Okay. If that is the case, I'd say if you're just straight convincing him, that would be a diplomacy check from you or from whoever wants to go with you. While I try to figure out what book this boy is from.
Oh, that's all on her because Taryn's going to stay back and get everyone lined up in their positions and figure it out where they need to be. Doing the war planning.
Okay, it was in the safe house after you guys fought the Galvo. You went down below. There was the buff serpent folk. The one who survived was, hold on, the male of the two twins. The pole master. Ingemar. He's a fighter pole arm master.
Is he any good?
He is a CR-12 level 9 fighter, as well as a deep merfolk, which obviously increases his CR.
Do we want to have a level 9 fighter on our side? Would that help?
And he is CR-12
Probably not.
because of the other template too. So he's better than most
Oh yeah,
level 9
he's a
fighters.
monster.
Yeah, he's got a monsters template or race.
That's up to you.
I would say
I'm good with what we have.
23. He doesn't want someone who's controlling a plankta running around, essentially. So I think with that, you would be able to convince him to come help you. And sorry, I'm just reading their stuff. So is that, just to confirm, is that what we're doing? Are we trying to get Ingemar to come help?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Maris 10,000 gold, just in case any of my little lackeys die.
Okay. So preemptive. You'd be able to get a diamond with that, all the raw materials you need for resurrection, or 2 raised deads, I suppose.
And now, is this another bad guy you're bringing in?
They are fucking lawful evil. He's Ingemar's lawful evil.
Everybody deserves a chance.
That is the Serenite way.
Uh-huh. They
And
serve,
he's due.
yeah. I'm okay with the chance you're giving, and we need cannon fodder.
Okay. Okay.
Is the lesser of two evils.
If that's the case, you teleporting him back. Anyone else get any shenanigans, or is this like this fucking insane looking map of so many tokens? Is this all our troops?
Yep.
Okay.
Do we want to give the evil stuff? The evil armor? Just so he's armored?
I will say he does not have armor right now, because he's the one you guys took the shadow armor that Yuppan's wearing.
Okay.
And I believe you guys sold the second set of shadow armor like a while
We
back
sure
now.
fucking did.
I mean, if you want to equip him with it, that would essentially bring him back to his actual AC on his stat sheet, so that'd be easy to keep track of.
That we
Yeah, just
have
go with
to.
that then. It's just easier if she's bringing him along, then it'd just be easier for you as a DM, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so he'll wear the fucking crazy ass armor, the Mail of Malevolence. Yuppan's got the Shadow Mail. We got the Clockwork Mages, leader of the Lokatha, who also would probably bring a detachment of his soldiers. So, like, obviously not represented here are, like, the citizens that are fighting. So there's also citizens from his place. There are citizens from that island of Strix that evolve differently than regular Strix, so have the kind of the rainbow aesthetic going on. Then we have 2 left of the professional soldiers from Andoran. You have the Cyclops you freed, Juggernaut, Clockwork Constructs, an Inevitable from Axiom. On the back burner in the hole is the Leviathan. You have the Octopus, all of the class-leveled NPCs, either up front or sniping, and the Scoom that Cetus tamed. Octopus, Ingemar,
Tamed is such a word.
and
I befriended them.
Apparatus. Befriended.
No, I bullied them. I bullied them.
All right. Well, with that insane ass looking setup, we will convene next week to see how this initial assault from the bad guys goes, and hopefully how a counter assault will go from you guys.
Let's get to bed.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks
Yep.
everybody for watching. I'm gonna run one last ad. Feel free to stick around to support. And if not, we will see you next week for Ruins of Azlant. And then the next stream on the channel will be Friday's weekly stream for Council of Thieves. Have a good night.